A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, today is March 21st. So with spring officially here, let's go out to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills, where we find Rochester doing the spring house cleaning.
Well, I got the table dusted. Quiet, Polly. Now I better go in the next room and... Uh-oh. I forgot to clean under the piano. Well, I'll just take my mop, reach under there, and swish it around. It's amazing how so many things can collect under a piano in such a short time. What's this? A newspaper. January 16th, 1943. And look at that headline. Jack Benny recaptures Guadalcanal. 1943. That's the year I gave him that printing press for Christmas. Well, it's getting kind of late. I better go and see if Mr. Benny wants some lunch.
Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. You and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many arms about you. Above all, above all, above all, I want my arms about you.
I hate to disturb him while he's counting his money. Well, I might as well go and shake the dust out of this mop.
I beg your pardon, Rochester.
Huh?
Would you mind shaking that mop in the other direction? You're getting dust on Mr. Coleman's petunias.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sherwood. I hope I didn't dirty your windows.
Oh, I don't think so, and besides, it doesn't matter. Mr. Coleman told me I didn't have to start the spring cleaning until tomorrow. He knew I was too excited to work today.
Excited?
Yes, haven't you heard? We won the Academy Award.
Oh, yes. We weren't even invited. But congratulations, Sherwood.
Thank you. Would you like me to autograph your mop?
No, thanks.
Rochester!
I have to go now. And Sherwood, I want to tell you, I was very glad to hear the good news about Mr. Coleman winning the award.
So was I. You know, that means another raise for me.
A raise?
Oh, yes. When he made Lost Horizons, he gave me a raise. When he made Random Harvest, he gave me another raise. The late George Aptley didn't hurt me either. And now that he's made a double life, I've been catapulted into the upper bracket.
Well, my salary stayed the same through Charlie's aunt, to be or not to be, and George Washington slept here. Then he made the horn blows at midnight, and brother, can you stare it down?
Rochester, where are you?
Coming, boy. Excuse me, Sherwood, I have to go in now.
Cheerio.
Well, hello, boss. Would you like me to get you some lunch?
Well, I don't know. What have we got, Rochester?
I'll take a look on the icebox. Well, let's see. We've got some cold boar, cheese blintzes, sour cream, bagel, and matzo balls.
Boars, bagels, and matzo balls?
Yeah, we had them left over from St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yes. Well, on second thought, Rochester, I'm not very hungry.
You better eat something, boss. You know you have to speak at that club meeting tonight.
Well, I'll get something later, but I'm glad you reminded me about the meeting. I'm going in the den and jot down some more notes for my speech. There's somebody at the back door. I'll get it. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, da-da-da-dum, da-dum.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in. Hey, why'd you come around the back door?
Well, now that the weather's so nice, I thought you'd be out in the patio relaxing. And, say, Jack, why'd you get this new bendage?
Oh, a few days ago. How come you noticed it so quickly?
Well, last time I was here, you only had 4 of them.
Well, they look nice, don't they, huh?
Yeah, but don't you think you ought to put them in the living room?
Washing machines in the living room?
If people pay you a quarter to use them, you can at least make them comfortable.
Mary, when you give them soap free, they're happy. They don't care.
Hello, Miss Livingston. Would you like me to fix you a sandwich or something?
No, thanks, Rochester. I'm not hungry. I don't know what it is, but today I haven't any appetite at all. Or I guess it's the time of the year.
Yeah.
Spring. There's something in the air that seems to... Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Isn't that funny, Mary? I've been feeling the same way. But then it's only natural, you know. In the spring, a young man's fancy slightly turns to thoughts of... Isn't that cute, Mary? Rochester tipped out of the room so we could be alone.
Well, if you tiptoe back in again and get that glint out of your eye.
It's not a glint, it's that oxidol sparkle.
Embrace me, my sweet embrace,
Jack.
Embrace me, you will please,
Jack, look at Polly. She's singing and counting on birdseed.
That's funny. I wonder where she picked that up. Say, Mary, you sure you don't want any lunch?
No, Jack, the reason I came over today is to ask if you'd like to take me to...
Oh, pardon me, Mary. There's someone at the door. Yes?
Is this 700 North Rexford?
Yes.
Well, I came over to...
Oh, yes, of course. Come right in. Go right through the kitchen and use the one on the end. It's brand new. You'll find soap in the barrel. Now, what were you saying, Mary?
I said the reason I came over today is to ask you if you'd like to go to a preview with me tonight.
Tonight? Oh, gosh, Mary, I'd love to, but I have to make a very important speech at a club meeting. It's an organization here in Beverly Hills, and they invited me to be the guest speaker.
Oh.
So I won't be able to take you to the preview tonight.
Well, that's all right, Jack. I guess I'll just have to go with your own power.
Well, you should have let me know sooner. But say, maybe I can take you. I'll call the club.
You touch that phone and I'll break your arm.
Well, you had a lot of nerve leading me on like that. Well, when did you make this date with Tyrone Power?
Well, he asked me last night when I met at the Academy Award ceremony.
Oh.
And, Jack, you should have been there. When Ronald Colman was called up on the stage to receive the Oscar, he made a beautiful speech. And he was so gracious and modest.
Well, Mary, that's as it should be. I remember I was modest when I got the Oscar.
What?
I can still see that headline. Jack Benny wins Academy Award.
Jack, when was that?
The year I gave him that printing press for Christmas.
Yeah. I would have been elected president, too, but I ran out of ink. Anyway, I'm glad Ronnie won it. Come in. Oh, it's you, Dennis. Come on in, sit down.
I can't stay, Mr. Benny. I just came over because I've got something very important to talk to you about.
To me? Well, kid, if you have anything on your mind, say it.
This is confidential. Can we talk in the other room?
Oh, sure. Excuse us, Mary.
Oh, that's all right. She can come along.
But, Dennis, you said it was confidential. If it's confidential, it should be between two people.
Oh. Then you and Mary go in the other room, and I'll stay here.
Okay. Dennis, stop mixing me up. You came in to tell me something. Now, what is it?
Well, I don't know how to say it, but...
But what?
My mother doesn't like your program, and she wants me to quit your show.
Your mother wants you to quit?
Yeah.
What does she like about my program?
You.
Me?
Every time you say hello again, you ought to see the veins in her neck stick out.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Mary, you talk to him, will you?
Not me. I'm enjoying this.
You would. Dennis, you can go back and tell your mother that whether she likes me personally or not, you have a contract with me. It's got 2 years to run.
Geez, 2 years. I don't think her neck will make it.
I don't care if it does or not. Now, come on. I want to hear the song. You're prepared for the program.
Well, what am I going to tell my mother?
You don't have to tell her anything. I'll go over and talk to her.
Gee, if my father was as brave as you, my mother would kill him.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Now, let's hear your song.
Okay.
Can't understand why his mother doesn't like me. I'm so gracious and modest, you know? That's a beautiful song, and it'll sound swell on the program.
Gee, thanks.
By the way, Dennis, I heard you sing at the Academy Award ceremonies last night, and your voice was never better. The audience thought you were wonderful.
Then why did they give the award to Ronald Coleman?
Dennis, go get a bagel out of the icebox and roll it around the block, will you? Why do you always... Mary, answer the phone, will you?
Okay. Hello?
Hello. Hey, is that you, Luscious Livy?
Yeah. Hello, Phil.
How you live? Hey, what's going on at Jackson's house? I passed there a little while ago, and there were big searchlights all over the place. What's the celebration?
A new washing machine.
A new washing machine? Well, rub-a-dub-dub.
Phil, you want to speak to Jack?
Yes, the old gentleman at home?
Uh-huh.
Well, prop him up and hold the receiver for him.
Okay. Here you are, Jack.
Thanks.
Hello? Hello, Wong Fu. How's your hot water holding up?
Never mind, Phil. What'd you call me about?
Oh, I got good news, Jackson. I'm going on a fishing trip tonight, and I thought maybe you'd like to go with me.
I'd love to, Phil, but I got to make a speech tonight at a very important meeting.
It's too bad. I hate to go fishing by myself.
Why'd you take Frankie with you?
Nah, you don't. The last time I went fishing with Frankie, he spoiled the whole trip.
Really?
Yeah, there we were out on the lake, and Frankie wanted some sunshine, so he took his shirt off and let it fall in the water, and it sank to the bottom.
All right, so Frankie dropped his shirt in the water. How'd that ruin your trip?
The corkscrew was in his pocket.
My, what a disaster.
Certainly. There we were with all them fish to eat and nothing to float them down with.
Well, I can't understand you. Even on a fishing trip, you got to take a bottle along.
Well, we just take it for emergencies, you know, to prevent colds, like in case it rains and we get all wet, then we take a little nip.
Only when you get wet, eh?
Yeah, but in case it don't rain, we push each other out of the boat.
What?
Jack, what are you talking about?
Oh, Phil wants you to go fishing.
That's how my father met my mother.
What?
Yeah, my mother was a hostess on a live bait barge.
Hey, how about it, Jackson? You want to go fishing with me? Hey, you better think it over. We might catch a mermaid.
A mermaid?
You know, one of them things that's half dame and half halibut.
Oh, Phil, stop with the jokes. You know that a mermaid is a myth.
Well, myth or misses. If I catch one, I'm going to keep it. Oh, Harris, you're just like a catfish. All mouth and no mind.
That I won't argue with. Well, do whatever you want, Phil. I can't go.
Okay, so long, Jackson.
So long, Phil. Hey, Phil, wait a minute.
Yeah?
If you happen to catch one, ask her if she's got a friend for me.
Oh, Dad, you're a clip. So long, Jackson. Hello?
You know, Mary, Phil's going
Oh, hello, Jack. I came in while you were on the phone.
Oh, hello, Don. I was just talking to Phil, and he wants somebody to go fishing with him. Maybe you'd like to go.
Oh, no, I'm not so good at it. Last summer, I bought a rod and everything, and every time I'd cast out, I'd hook my belt buckle.
Gee, I wish I could cast that far. Oh, my, look what time it is. I better get to that meeting.
Well, Jack, I brought the sportsman over to let you hear the commercial. Oh, you got just a minute?
Well, yes, Don, if you hurry it up, because I really have to rush away. I don't want to be late. This meeting is very important.
Oh, it won't take long.
Well, what is the commercial, Don?
Well, Jack, since this is the first day of spring, we prepared Mendelssohn's spring song, and the boys want you to work with them on your violin.
My violin? Good, good. Rochester, where's my violin?
Under the piano.
Oh, yes, I'll get it. Here it is. Okay, Don. I'm ready.
Take it, fellas. Mendelssohn's spring song. You started, Jack.
Lightly turn to lucky strike so round, so firm and fully packed, so easy to lie. For lucky fighting fine tobacco, LSMFT. Oh yes, you see that men who know tobacco best are happy to confess that quality of product is essential to success. Oh yes, essential to success. Yes, sir, you bet continuing success. All men who know those mermaids best scrape off the scales, deep freeze the rest.
John, that was I'm so glad they asked me to be in on that, you know? I can't wait till we,
Boss, you better hurry or you'll be late for that meeting.
Oh, yes. So long, fellas. Goodbye, Mary. I hate to go, but this meeting is important.
The regular weekly meeting of the Beverly Hills Beavers is now in session. The secretary will read the minutes of the last meeting. Go ahead, Joey. Yes, Mr. President. Last week's meeting of the Beavers was called to order by Stevie, our president. And the first motion put before the Beavers was resolved. The Constitution of the Beavers shall be amended so that we shall refuse membership to girls, communists, and little brothers. This was passed unanimously. The meeting was interrupted by Cliff coming in late. Just a minute, Mr. Secretary. Cliff, why were you late to last week's meeting? My mother had a baby and I had to take care of my father. Well, that's a good excuse, but don't let it happen again. Proceed with the minutes, Mr. Secretary. The most important business of last week's meeting was the holding of our presidential elections. Stevie nominated Joey for president, Joey nominated Willie, and Willie nominated MacArthur. But Stevie was elected president, and the meeting was then adjourned. Are there any amendments to the minutes? Minutes accepted as read. Is there any new business? Yes, Cliff.
Mr. President, I would like to say something in connection with my office as chief of the club mascot, Slinky, our white mouse, who died 2 months ago.
Yes, Cliff, what's the motion?
Well, my mother says that either we bury Blinky or someone else will have to keep him in their house.
Cliff, we'll take that up at the next meeting.
Blinky ought to last another week. Okay, but can I move him from under my pillow?
If you want to. Is there any more new business? Now we come to one of the most important moments in the entire history of our club. Our first guest speaker. We are honored to have with us this evening the greatest fullback that Yale ever had. The first man to swim the English Channel. And the man who in 1943 recaptured Guadalcanal. Mr. Jack Benny.
Mr. President. Mr. Secretary. And fellow beavers. I have given a lot of thought to the subject of my talk tonight. Finally, I've selected a topic which should be near and dear to all our hearts. I'm going to speak to you tonight on thrift. Friends, thrift is one of the greatest virtues and should be started when you're young.
Here, here.
As you go through life, you'll hear many proverbs. One of the most important is, a penny saved is a penny earned. Now, it's true that when you practice thrift, some people may ridicule you. They call you miser, cheapskate, or tightwad.
Here, here.
Huh? Oh. But don't let that bother you. It never bothered me. So do not underestimate the importance of saving. Of course, it can be overdone. And one should remember that there are some things more important than money. Now, are there any other questions? Yes, Stevie?
Mr. Benny, you said it's important to start saving money at an early age. How old were you when you started saving?
Stevie, I was just a little boy. I'd save a penny here, a piece of wampum there. It's amazing how it mounts up. Any other questions? Yes, Joey.
Mr. Benny, how can we raise more money for our club?
Well, boys, if you want to increase your treasury, you must get more members.
Gee, we've got every fellow our age in this neighborhood. That is, everyone but Roger Lowell.
Roger Lowell?
Yeah, he's the kid who lives in the great big house on the corner with all the servants.
Oh, those Lowell. Yeah, his family is the wealthiest in town.
Yeah, all Roger does is sit home all by himself, playing with his electric trains and chemical set and bicycle and television set and microscope and erector set.
Gee, isn't he lonely?
Lonely, but loaded.
Well, fellow Beavers, if there are no further questions, that will conclude my talk, and it was a great pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Benny. And before you go, we'd like to give you our club cheer. Come on, boys. 1, 2, 3. For he's a jolly good beaver, for he's a jolly good beaver, for he's a jolly good beaver. He helps us build our dams.
Thank you. Thank you, fellas. I'll leave you now and let you conduct the rest of the meeting by yourselves. So long.
Goodbye, Beaver Benny. Gee, he's a nice fellow. He sure is.
Yeah, but when's he going to pay his dues?
Oh, fellas, I forgot something. My hat. Here it is. Goodbye, boys. For I'm a jolly good beaver, for I'm a jolly good beaver, for I'm a jolly good beaver, and I'm losing all my fur. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, the American Red Cross is in the midst of one of its most important campaigns to continue helping our hospitalized veterans, to say nothing of its many other services to our communities. Please give generously to your local Red Cross chapter. Thank you.
Jack, we'll be back in just a minute. But first, here's Basil Rysdale.
Independent tobacco experts again name Lucky Strike first choice. Lucky Strike first choice over any other brand.
The famous Crossley poll has just completed an impartial survey in 11 southern tobacco states. This poll, taken amongst the tobacco experts, reveals the smoking preference of the men who really know tobacco.
Yes, for their own personal smoking enjoyment, independent tobacco experts again name Lucky Strike first choice. Lucky Strike first choice over any other brand.
These are the experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen. And we believe their overwhelming preference for Lucky Strike has a direct relationship to the quality tobacco we purchase for Lucky.
You've heard the poll results. Now listen to what Mr. James Ball, ace tobacco auctioneer from North Carolina, recently said.
Season after season, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy a fine, ripe, mellow leaf. I smoked Lucky's 29 years.
So for your own real, deep-down smoking enjoyment, remember,
LSMFT, LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show on Sundays and A Day in the Life of Dennis Day on Wednesdays. And be sure to listen to this program next week where we'll have 3 guest stars.
3 guest stars?
Yes, Ronald Coleman, Benita Coleman, and little Oscar Coleman.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Good health to all from Rexall. It's the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, presented transcribed by the makers of Rexall drug products and 10,000 independent Rexall family druggists.
Good evening. This is your Rexall family druggist with a welcome from the 10,000 independent druggists who have made the word Rexall part of our own store names. You know us by the orange and blue Rexall sign on our windows. But another and better identification is that we recommend and sell the 2,000 or more drug products made by the Rexall Drug Company. One of the most famous of these products is Rexall Milk of Magnesia. So pure and mild in its ingredients, so carefully manufactured to a light, creamy smoothness, that it's become one of America's most popular antacid laxatives. Quality like that of Rexall Milk of Magnesia is what we family druggists are talking about when we tell you you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Good health to all from Rexall. And now your Rexall family druggist brings you the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show. Written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet with Elliot Lewis, Walter Tetley, Robert North, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Walter Sharp in his music, yours truly, Bill Foreman, and starring Alice Faye and Phil Harris. The Road Company is now playing in Los Angeles. The Harrises, like so many of us, have waited months to see the play, and they've finally gotten tickets for tonight's performance.
How many tickets you getting, Curly?
6. That's for Alice and me, you and your girl, and Sammy the drummer and his girl. Willie's downtown picking them up now.
Hey, you know, Phil, we were very lucky to get seats for South Pacific. They're awfully hard to get.
Not for me, honey. You don't seem to realize that I'm a big man. All I did was call the box office and say, this is Phil Harris. I'd like 6 tickets.
And what did they say?
Let's see the color of Alice Faye's money, and you got 'em.
It's a mean thing to say. I didn't send any of Alice's money. I sent them my own personal check, and Alice had nothing to do with it, except sign it.
Oh, I can't wait to see the play. I love the theater.
I too. There ain't nothing like the Ligament stage.
Since when do you like the stage so much?
Well, I've been in it all my life. My mother and father were vaudevillians. I was born in a suitcase.
A suitcase?
Daddy had a bad act. He couldn't afford a trunk. Oh, but if there's one thing I know, it's the theater. You see, I've seen every play that's ever been produced. I know the plot and the music of every one of them.
Well, what's the plot of South Pacific, Phil?
Well, it's about an Irish family and a Jewish family that live next door to each other. Now, the Jewish boy named Aby marries the Irish girl named Rose.
And in a year or two, they have a streetcar named Desire.
You're a little wrong, Francis. That's the counterpart. Yeah. Look, by the way, Frankie, what girl are you going to take to the show tonight?
My latest heartthrob.
Oh? What's her name?
Tondaleo Schwarzkopf.
Tondaleo Schwarzkopf?
Sexy, ain't it?
Yeah.
What kind of a name is that?
She's an island girl. Sort of a half-breed.
Yeah, half girl and half mountain goat.
All right, never mind the wisecrack. Tondi happens to be a very lovely girl. She's got long black hair, beautiful eyes, the most sensational teeth I've ever seen. Her teeth are like, well, I can't describe them. Remind me at the show tonight to have her take them out and show them to me.
Okay, and in case our seats aren't together, I'll have the usher bring them over.
Phil, please.
Well, I'll wait till the house lights go out. Not going to embarrass her. All I need is the usher's flashlight.
All right.
I'd love to see him.
All right. You don't have to take me seriously. Tondi's a very pretty girl, and she has a lovely figure. If you don't believe me, ask your boss, Mr. Scott.
Oh, how would Mr. Scott know her?
I took Schwartzy dancing last night, and Scotty and his wife were there. He couldn't take his eyes off my girl. He kept looking at her.
Oh, hold it a minute. Come in. Hey, look who's here. Hiya, Mr. Scott.
Hello, Harris.
Nice to see you, Mr. Scott.
How do you do, Mrs. Harris? I came over to...
Hiya, Scotty.
Oh, nuts. Hello, Remley.
Say, Scotty, did you see me dancing last night?
Yes. Tell me, Remley, do you always dance with your guitar case?
That was my girl. Guitar case, indeed. Makes fun of her just because she happens to have a long neck.
That was the clumsiest exhibition of dancing I have ever seen.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Scott. Remley may have a few faults, but he is an excellent dancer.
Thank you, Curly.
Well, I remember years ago he won a cup for the turkey trot. Of course, he was dancing with a turkey at the time.
I take my thank you back.
By the way, where do you find these weird creatures that you go out with?
You just don't appreciate real feminine beauty. I like my women dainty and petite with classical features. You got to admit the Thompson triplets down the street are stunning. And I was engaged to one of them for 3 years.
Oh, which one?
The one that looks like Lincoln.
Gee, I wish I was lucky enough to have married a girl that looked like one of our presidents. By the way, Remley, what politician does Tom DeLeo look like?
Oh, wait a minute. Tom DeLeo is very attractive. Isn't she, Scotty?
If you go in for that sort of thing. She wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't for her receding chin.
She don't have a receding chin. Just looks that way because she has a protruding face.
Remley, I think I've heard as much about your girlfriend as my weak stomach can stand. Now, Harris, you can do me a great favor.
Oh, certainly, Mr. Scott. Anything at all. Your very wish is my command. Express your slightest desire, and I will leave no stone unturned to fulfill it. What do you want, Mr. Scott? Just name it, and you've got it.
I want 2 tickets for South Pacific.
What's the matter? You crazy or something? You can't get no tickets to South Pacific.
But you just said you'll get me anything I want.
Well, I will within reason. Take a quart of my blood. How about one of my children? I'll give you a kneecap. Can you use a left eardrum? I got a broken putter. What do you want?
I thought sure you could get it for me. You're in show business. You've been in it all your life. You told me yourself you were born in a briefcase.
That suitcase.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd give anything if my wife and I could see that show. If I only knew somebody who had 2 tickets.
I got 2 tickets.
Have you, Remley? You know, my boy, I've always admired you.
If I gave you my tickets, you and your wife could go instead of me and my girl.
Would you, Remley?
No. Why should I give up my tickets?
All right, wait a minute, Scotty. I got an idea. Willie went down to pick up 6 tickets for us for tonight's performance, and you can have 2 of them.
Harris, do you mean that?
Certainly I do. You and Mrs. Scott, you just meet us down at the box office tonight at 8 o'clock, and you're in like a Staten Island ferry boat.
Oh, Harris, thank you very much. I'll never forget this. Oh, you're a dove.
You shouldn't have done that.
Whose tickets are you going to give him?
Sammy's the drummer. What's the difference? It's more important that I take my boss and his wife. Besides, Sammy won't appreciate the music in South Pacific anyway. He don't like nothing that don't sound like rag mop.
Oh, they do have beautiful music in South Pacific. Songs like Some Enchanted Evening, Bali High, and this one is my favorite.
Step over here.
I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy. I am in a conventional dither with a conventional star in my eye. And you'll note there's a lump in my throat when I speak of that wonderful guy. I'm as bright and as gay as the daisy in May, cliche coming through. I'm bromidic and bright as the moon, happy night pouring light on the dew.
She's as corny as Kansas in August, high as the flag on the 4th of July.
If you'll excuse an expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy.
She's as tried and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. She's romantic and bright as a moon, happy night pouring light on the dew.
I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as the flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse an expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy. Oh, Phil.
Yeah, honey.
Phil, I have bad news. Willie just dropped the tickets off, and all he could get was 4. That's all they had left.
Oh, no. Now, what am I going to tell Scotty? I promised him Sammy's tickets, but all I got now is tickets for you and me, and Frankie and his... Frankie. Frankie.
Yeah?
I want to talk to you, Francis.
Drop dead, Wonga.
Frankie, you have to help us out. Here's our problem. We have 4 tickets, and 6 people want to go. Now, if 2 don't go, our problem is solved.
Yeah, I figured. I got the solution, Alice. Why don't you and Mrs. Scott go to the YW for a swim? Now, that way Curly, Scott, me, and Condaleo can go.
Yeah, we'll make it a stag party.
Never mind, I'm going. Phil, why don't you try a ticket speculator for the 2 extra seats?
Hey, that's my little woman that suggested that. Our oldest girl looks like her. You're wonderful, honey. I happen to know a ticket speculator, too. Come on, Remley. Let's try. Let's go get those tickets.
Yeah. Hey, you know this ticket speculator very well, Curly?
Nah. I met him once or twice, but what difference? If I turn on that Harris personality, I'll wheedle a couple of tickets out of him. I know how to handle men. Watch this.
Wait a minute. There isn't a man behind that ticket window. It's a dame.
A dame? Happens to be my business. Hey, this is going to be too easy. I'll lay a smile on her, and when she sees my dimple, I'll get the first 10 rows in the orchestra. Stand back, Remley, and take a lesson from the old master himself. I'm about to go to work. Why, hello there, you great big luscious lump of lady. You're just my type. Beautiful.
You got indigestion, maybe?
Curly, you want to quit now, or you want to try for the balcony?
All right. The girl didn't happen to be looking. I'll get her this time. Say, baby face.
What do you want already?
Well, gee, I've forgotten. Just seeing you sitting there behind that window, you look like like a picture in its frame. You remind me of the Mona Lizard. And, darling, when you look at me, it's hard for me to collect my thoughts. And, well, it's so out of place seeing a girl like you behind a ticket counter. You should be a model.
A model, he says. Everybody tells me I got a shape like a wet towel, and he wants me to be a model. But I'm busy. What do you want?
Honey, I want 2 tickets for South Pacific.
I don't blame you. It's a great show, and you shouldn't miss it. But you're gonna. Look, I ain't got tickets for South Pacific, but I got some for a better show than that.
Oh, what show?
The La Brea Tar Pit Follies of 1950.
The La Brea Tar Pit Follies. Who's starring in that?
Tonzaleo Schwarzkopf.
Frankie, your girl works in the tar pits.
No wonder her kisses are so sticky. Hey, look, miss. If you'll give me 2 tickets to South Pacific, I'll do something for you. I'll take you out on a date some night. How about it?
I'm sorry, I couldn't go out with you.
Why not?
Before I go out with a man, I gotta respect him.
So?
So I got no respect for a guy who'd go out with a girl like me.
Family, we ain't getting no place here. Let's get out of here. So long, Liz. Thank you.
Well, what do we do now, Curly? It's getting late.
Ah, don't worry about it. There's a lot of other speculators in town. We'll make the rounds. Hey, Remley.
Huh?
I'm dying to see that South Pacific, man. Like that Alice said, that music is great. Some enchanted evening, you may meet a stranger.
Curly.
You may meet a stranger across the corridor.
That ain't your type of song.
I could do it, but why ruin Pins' racket? Do one of my own. Let's choo-choo-choo-choo-choo-choo-choo to Idaho. Come on, let's go. Let's choo-choo-choo to Idaho. So, Mr. Engineer, let's hear that whistle blow to let 'em know we're on our way to Idaho. Hey there, fella. Soon we'll be in Pocatello and then Sun Valley. According to my Rand McNally, tell the folks back home in Chi. Tell them toodaloo goodbye. Let's choo-choo-choo-choo-choo-choo to Idaho. What a trip, it's terrific on that Union Pacific. What a change from that covered wagon days. If those old 49ers had these up-to-date streamliners, they'd commute clear from Butte to Iowa. So hey there, fella, here we go to Pocatello and there's Sun Valley. According to my Rand McNally, tell the folks back home in Chi. Tell them toodaloo goodbye. Let's choo-choo-choo-choo-choo-choo to Idaho. Pardon me, folks, but if you ain't observed, I'd like to announce that our dinner's served. And glancing at the menu, I'm proud to say the chef is really cooking up a mess today. The 4-course dinner is a work of art, and I most highly recommend our a la carte. The dining car is open and it's straight ahead. The first one there is the first one fed. Now, it's a custom here, though it ain't the rule, that if you bathe and you wait in the vestibule. And folks on the counter, we aims to please. We the latest and the greatest in facilities. I just got word from the engineer. The green light is shining and the track is clear. We breaking every record and I ain't surprised, 'cause she's a mighty locomotive and she's dieselized. From east to west, from coast to coast, the Union Pacific is a foremost. So hey there, porter, when we pass Nebraska's border, lay my suits out, get the spurs and western boots out. If I'm going west today, might as well go all the way. Yippee-i-oh, let's choo-choo-choo to Idaho. Come on, let's go, let's choo-choo-choo to Idaho. Come on, let's go, let's choo-choo-choo to Idaho.
Where have you been? It's 7 o'clock. We have to leave for the theater.
Honey, don't jump on me. I've been all over town trying to get tickets for Mr. Scott, and now I can't get them. And that Scotty's going to hate me. The whole Rexall company will be against me. When the family druggist meets me on the street, he won't say, "Good evening."
You better call Mr. Scott and tell him.
Keep trying to tell you it's too late. The Scotts are probably left for the theater already. Besides, I haven't given up yet. Maybe somebody at the theater will sell me their tickets. But let's get going. Let's try something.
I got to pick up Condaleo. I'll meet you at the theater.
Try to get most of the tar off of her, will you, Dad?
I'll scrape her down.
Do that.
You had any luck, Phil?
No. Nobody wants to sell tickets to a great show like this.
Well, have you tried the box
Don't
office?
be ridiculous. There isn't a chance in the world of them having any tickets.
This is going to be so embarrassing when the Scots show up and
Well,
we don't
Curly,
have
did you get the tickets for Scotty?
No, I didn't. And where have you been?
I had to wait for Condaleo. She had trouble with her pancake makeup. Made the batter a little too thick.
Please.
She broke out in biscuits.
Oh. Will you stop, Milton? I'm in enough trouble.
Where is Condaleo, Frankie?
I left her out in the car. I always wait for the house lights to go out before I sneak her in. Saves a lot of explanation.
Remley, please. Can't you understand? We got to try and get some tickets before.
Oh, hi, everybody. It's all going in to see the show.
Condaleo, I told you to stay. Oh, it's Julius.
Hey, Julius. Hey, kid. You going to see the show?
Yeah. I just now walked up to the box office and got a cancellation.
Oh.
They were the last 2 tickets.
Remley. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Hey, Curly. We going to let him keep them?
What do you think? Just get him in a crowd, jostle him a little bit, and leave the rest to me. Julius, I want to talk to you a minute.
What do you want, Mr. Harris? And get your meat hook out of my pocket because I got the tickets in my bosom.
Look, kid, why do you want to see this show? It's too deep for a childish mind to understand.
You gonna see it?
Yeah.
Well, if your childish mind can understand it, why can't mine?
Oh, no, I don't mean that, Julius. You see, this show is all about love and kissing and well, that kind of stuff is too dull for young kids.
I got news for you, Mac. I ain't that young.
Look, kid, we'll give you $20 for those tickets.
I'm not interested.
All right, Remley, come over a minute. We ain't getting no place for this kid.
Yeah.
We can't get no. Alice, come over here a minute.
What do you want?
Look, Julius loves you. He'll do anything for you. Now, just lay a little charm on him and talk him out of those tickets.
Oh, Phil, I couldn't.
But you got to, honey. The Scots will be here any minute, and we got to have the tickets. Now, give it.
Okay. Julius, I want you to do me a favor, big boy.
What's on your mind, soulmate?
I want your 2 tickets.
You ain't gonna get them.
No use. This kid's outgrown you. We ain't going to get them tickets away from you.
Now, wait a minute, Curly. I just got an idea. I think I can get the Scots in. I'll be right back.
Alice, if this doesn't work, I don't know what.
Mrs. Harris? Mr. Harris?
Hello, folks. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Scott, too bad you showed up. I mean, we're so glad you showed up.
Well, Mr. Scott, we have some bad news. We weren't able to get tickets for you.
You mean we're not going to see the show? But I went out and bought a $150 evening gown.
Oh, Mrs. Scott, this is our fault, so we'll make it up to you. We'll give you our ticket.
No, that won't be necessary, Alice. I just saw the manager. He's a swell guy, and he's going to let the Scots in.
Bless you, Lefty.
Well, you better hurry up, Scotty. The manager's waiting at that door to pass you and Mrs. Scott in before they open the doors for the rest of the public.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Remley. Well, we'll see you all during intermission, folks.
Ah, Remley, you're a baby doll. You know something? Just to show my appreciation, I might let you put strings on your guitar next year.
Say, we'd better get in, Phil.
Yeah, the overture.
Crowd. I thought we'd never get in.
Yeah, I wonder where Mr. and Mrs. Scott are sitting.
Well, come on, let's find our seats before the show starts.
Yeah. Uh-oh. There's the usherette over there. She'll take us down. Oh, miss, will you please show us to our seats?
Yes, let me see your ticket.
Mrs. Scott! What are you doing with that flashlight? You ain't an usher, are you?
I ain't a coal miner. If I didn't want to see this show so badly,
Remley, what did you do?
It was the only way I could get him in.
Oh, gee. Mrs. Scott, I'm awfully sorry, but believe me, I had nothing to do with this, and I want to apologize to Mr. Scott. Where is he?
He's right over there.
Mr. Scott!
Peanut! Get your hot-butted plenamons.
Mr. Scott!
Ice cold orangeade. Harris, you're fired. Nothing sold during the performance.
Oh, Ralph.
Get your MI 31.
The
Alice and Phil will be back in just a moment. But first, here's your Rexall family druggist.
Quite often, customers ask me why I so heartily recommend Rexall aspirin, and I tell them there are two reasons. First, each Rexall aspirin tablet contains 5 full grains of pure aspirin, and second, Rexall aspirin tablets disintegrate so rapidly.
You mean they dissolve real fast?
No, ma'am. I mean they disintegrate real fast.
But what's the difference?
A great deal, ma'am. You see, aspirin itself is almost insoluble in water, and it's also too fine to hold together in tablet form. So a way had to be found to bind it with an ingredient that would quickly disintegrate, that is, break up the tablet, so the aspirin itself would immediately be free to do its job.
I see. The aspirin can't do any good until it's free from the tablet.
Exactly, ma'am. And that's why Rexall scientists developed a binder so low in moisture content that it begins to expand and pull apart the very second it comes in contact with water. That means that when swallowed with water, the aspirin in a Rexall aspirin tablet is ready to go to work for you even before it reaches your stomach.
Well, I'd say that's pretty fast.
Well, ma'am, 10,000 family druggists think so. And it's one more reason why they tell you you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Good health to all from Rexall.
Folks, this is Phil again, and I'd like to tell you that Jackson and I are right in the middle of our nationwide tour with our stage show. And believe me when I tell you, it's a wonderful 2-hour show. With Jackson playing the violin, beautiful film star Vivian Blaine, Rochester, and my whole original band, and many wonderful extra acts, all in person. We appear in Cleveland tonight. Tomorrow, Monday, we're playing Pittsburgh. This Tuesday, we'll be in Buffalo. Wednesday in Toronto. Thursday in Syracuse. Friday in Montreal, Saturday in Boston, and then next Sunday in the big town itself, New York. Tickets are on sale now, and we do hope that you'll come to see us. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
This program was produced and transcribed by Paul Phillips. Next time you start to buy vitamins, remember that Plenamins, Rexall's popular multivitamin capsules, are the only multivitamins that give you more than your daily minimum requirement of every vitamin for which such requirements have been established. Plus, valuable liver concentrate and iron, as well as other factors of the B complex. Ask for Plenamins, Plenamins, at Rexall drugstores everywhere. And remember, you can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Next, Sam Spade and Sterling Holloway and Theater Guild on NBC.
See what I mean? Rinso White, that's what I mean. Rinso gets clothes, Rinso White.
Say, Andy, where has you been for the last couple of days?
Oh, Amos, I tell you, the Kingfish and me has been up to our ears in work. We have just incorporated our new business.
Our new business?
That's right, son. Today is the grand opening of our employment agency. Oh, I'm telling you.
The makers of Rinso bring you the Amos and Andy Show with their guests for tonight, Jack Benny and Rochester. If you're ever in Montclair, New Jersey, and you hear a policeman's whistle that goes like this, it'll most likely belong to Officer William Howell. You've probably seen his picture in a Rinso ad. You see, Mrs. Howell whistles while she washes with Rinso, and Officer Howell has gotten used to hearing the Rinso whistle around the house. As he puts it...
Well, you'll have to ask a missus if you want all the dope. All I know about Rinso is that it sure gets my shirts white.
Sure, that's because Rinso gets out more dirt. Try it yourself, ladies. And now, here are Amos and Andy and their guests, Jack Benny and Rochester. The best way to avoid having to take a job is to make sure that someone else gets it. And evidently, Andrew H. Brown and George Kingfish Stevens subscribe to this theory, because they have recently opened an employment agency. As we find them now, they're talking over the prospects of their latest enterprise.
Well, Andy, there you is. The papers is all drawn up for a new corporation. Now, the only thing left is to find a name for a business. And I think I already got that. Stevens and Company Employment Agency.
Now, hold on a minute, Kingfish. Hold on. What is that Stevens and Company? I thought we were supposed to be 50-50 partners in this.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Andy, since the employment agency business was your idea, I figure it's to make you the most important partner. That's why I make you the company.
Company, huh? Did that make me the most important?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, but wait a minute, though. If I is only called company, how is people going to know which company I is?
Mm-hmm.
For example, how will they know I ain't the company at the end of Sears Roebuck Am?
Why, Andy, they can't miss. After all, ain't you a big white-collar executive who... Say, wait a minute. Ain't that Amos in his taxi cab driving up and just stopped in front there?
Yeah, that's Amos, all right. Yeah, and here he come with some fancy-dressed fella I never did see before. Hello there, Amos. Hello.
Well, hiya there, fellas. Glad I found you, and I want to introduce you to a fella who just come to town. Brother Stevens and Brother Brown shake hands with Mr. Rochester. Glad to know you, gentlemen. Glad to know you. Fellas, I was just driving Mr. Rochester down to his boss's hotel, and I dropped by in here because he thinks maybe he'd like to join the lodge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wants to join the lodge, huh? Yeah, well, Mr. Rochester, this is just the right time for joining, because the initiation fees has just been reduced for one day only to $3. You has got $3 with you, ain't you?
Well, to tell the truth, what I got happens to be just a little short of $3.
How short?
$3. Well, you see, fellas, Rochester tells me the man he's working for is a little stingy. Oh, little stingy? Why, my boss is the only man I know who laundries his pipe cleaners.
If you ain't happy with your boss, you were certainly looking at the right men to get you a better paying job. What kind of work do you do?
I'm called a valet. I do the laundry, the cleaning, the cooking. I mow the lawn, wash the dishes, drive the car, shine the shoes, press the clothes, and other various miscellaneous sundries.
You do all that and they still call you a valet?
Yeah, any resemblance between my title and the work I got to do is purely coincidental and backbreaking. And all that work for $10 a week, if he picks up my next option.
Well, now, tell you what, you fill out this application blank here. Now, suppose we could get you a job with less work and more pay. Would you be interested?
There's no question about that, Brother Stevens. I'm so tired of having a job where the pay rattles that if you can get me one where the pay rustles, I'm your man.
I tell you, Rochester, I just won't stand for it anymore. Showing up 5 hours late. Always going to Harlem to shoot dice wearing my clothes. By the time I get them back, I'm standing up straight, but my pants are kneeling. Is that the way to act? Well, answer me. Well, go on. Oh, you can't. No wonder you have no answer. But I've got one. I'm firing you. And don't think I wouldn't just because you've been with me 8 years. That doesn't mean a... All right. Those tears aren't going to help you. This time you've gone too far. You're fired, I tell you. Fired. Good thing Rochester isn't here. He might have quit. But wait a minute. Why do I put up with Rochester? Why don't I really fire him? I'll do it. I'm going out and find an employment agency right now.
Well, here we is, Rochester. Thank you, Amos, for driving me all the way downtown to my boss's hotel.
I say, Rochester, the doorman's coming over here. He must be looking for you.
Yeah. You looking for me, doorman?
Yes, and your boss is looking for you. He's been looking for you for the last 5 hours.
Uh-oh. Where's my boss now?
I just saw him in the lobby.
Oh, that's all right, then. I'll go in through the side door and pick up his suit I left to be pressed.
Say, Rochester, I thought you said that you pressed all of your boss's suits yourself.
I do when he wears them, but when I wear them, I want them done right. Well, goodbye, Amos. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, so long, Rochester.
Hey, buddy, you don't have to pull out. You can pick up a fare right here at the hotel taxi stand.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Doman. Thanks very much. Thank you, sir.
Oh, taxi. Taxi
right here, sir. Where to, sir?
Say, do you happen to know of a good employment agency up in Harlem?
Yeah, sir. A couple of friends of mine runs one.
Hey, that's great. How much will you charge to drive me just a few little blocks like that?
Well, it ain't exactly a few little blocks from 48th Street up to 135th Street, mister. But the charges is just what it say on the meter there.
Oh, well, all right. But isn't it the same price for one passenger as it is for a cab full?
Oh, yes, sir. 1 of 5 make no difference in the rate, no, sir.
Well, in that case, listen, driver.
Yeah.
Or the best you can, yeah.
Yeah, sir. Anybody need a cab going to Harlem? Anybody going to 110th Street? This cab goes right by 96th Street, 72nd Street.
59th Street? Too bad it isn't raining.
Tells you, Henry, this employment agency is going to be the best venture we done ever ventured into.
Yeah, we ought to do big things with this new client, Rochester.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. Say, wait a minute. Look like somebody coming in here, Henry.
Excuse me, is this Stevens and Company?
Yeah, sir. Come right in. You was talking to Stevens.
And Company. Put our card in your pocket, mister.
Yes, I suppose you was in the market to engage some help.
Well, yes, I'm looking for a valet.
A valet? Well, if there's one thing this office has got, mister, it's a valet.
Yeah, that's the one thing, all right.
Well, that's very nice. How much does this man get?
Well, the man we has got in mind gets $12.50.
12.5? Isn't that a little oversealing?
Of course you understand that is the full valeting price. That even includes buttoning up your vest for you.
Well, you see, fellas, I'm very warm-blooded. I never wear a vest.
Yeah, I don't, huh?
Never wear a vest. Well, that cuts down the work, all right. Guess it ought to cut down the price, too, huh, Kingfish?
Oh, yeah, with only the coat and pants, we can cut the price to 12 flat.
Well, to tell the truth, boys, I'm more than just warm-blooded. In fact, I'm inclined to be just a teensy bit hot-blooded. So half the year, I don't even wear a coat.
With only the pants up on, I guess we can settle for $11.50.
Yeah, there's one good thing, Kingfish. He can't get any more hot-blooded than the coat and vest.
I guess he got to stop there all right.
Then it's settled. When can this man of yours start?
Yeah, well, we ain't exactly sure. But if you just write your name and phone number down on this application card here, why, we'll get in touch with you.
Yeah. There you are. And I'll be expecting to hear from you.
Oh, yes, sir, mister. Yes, sir. We're getting right on the ball.
Now, so long, boys. Don't let me down.
Oh, no, sir. Say, Andy. Where's that card Rochester filled out? We has got to phone him and tell him that we got him a brand new job with a boss that's just the opposite of the chiseler that he been working for.
Well, I wonder what will happen when Andy and the Kingfish discover that they have sold Jack Benny his own valet, Rochester. We'll find out in a moment. But right now, since we've heard what Officer Howell, our friend from the Rinso ad, had to say on the subject of Rinso white shirts, I think we ought to hear the other half of the story, Mrs. Howell's version. She writes,
My husband can stop traffic with his whistle, but the wash I hang on my line stops traffic, too, because it's Rinso white. And it isn't only that Rinso gets my clothes so white, it's that it saves me so much time. With 3 children to look after and a house to take care of, using Rinso is like having a helper at every turn. And Rinso is so easy on my clothes. Those suds get my clothes clean as can be, but they're so easy on fabrics and safe for my washable colors. You bet I wouldn't use anything else.
Now, I guess you're not surprised that Mrs. Howell's favorite song goes like this.
Rinso white, happy little wash day song. Rinso white, birdies sing it all day long. Your clothes are so white and color so bright, you sing as you work along. Rinso white, happy little wash day song.
And now back to Amos and Andy and their guests, Jack Benny and Rochester. Well, Andy and the Kingfish have certainly messed things up through their new employment agency. They've gotten Rochester to resign his job as Jack Benny's valet to take a brand new job as Jack Benny's valet. Of course, the boys don't realize the situation they've created, and we find them now elated over their great success.
Oh, I'm telling you, Andy, this employment agency is great. The very first day we open, we get a high-priced valet a brand new job.
Yeah, at the rate we're going to need another filing cabinet for all the names of our new clients.
Yeah. Say, by the way, son, don't you think we ought to see if the filing system that we got is functioning?
Functioning? How are we going to do that, Kingfish?
Well, you is in charge of the employees.
Yeah.
And I takes care of the employers.
That's right.
So you take that employee's card that Rochester filled out, and I'll take that card we got from the man who's given him the job. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how the information fits together.
Oh, yeah. Well, say here that he worked for Mr. Benny.
Then I looks at the card I got and finds out the name of the man he is going to work for from now on.
Well, what do it say on that card, Kingfish?
It say that, look like we must have got these cards mixed up here. Must have got the employee card in the employer file there. Here, let's switch cards.
Okay.
You give me your card, and you take the one I got.
Yeah, that ought to fix it. Now, what do I look for?
Well, now, let's get a brand new attack on this whole problem here. Now, this time, you tells me the name of Rochester's new boss. You tell me that.
Yeah, well, from what it say on this card, Rochester's new boss is a man by the name of Benny. On the card you got, Kingfish, who is the last man that he worked for?
According to this card, the name of the man is, Let's switch cards again.
What's the matter now? What's the matter?
Well, I ain't sure, but it must be the duplicate filing system we got here. Now, there's only one thing to do. Now, let's turn the cards down on the desk here. Turn them down, face down.
Okay.
Now, clear your mind a minute now. Yeah, and let's start over.
Okay, I was ready here, Kingfish. But somehow I got a feeling about this.
So was I. A sneaking feeling. Benny ain't just no ordinary name, neither, you know.
No, I knows I done seen it somewhere before.
In 2 places, that's the trouble. Oh, well, there ain't no use postponing this, Andy. Now, look here. Just turn up one little piece of the corner of the card and look again. Now, take it easy and sneak up on it.
I sneak him. Kingfish.
Yeah.
I see it again.
Brother Ender, I was kind of hasty to admit this, but I was afraid that without realizing it, we has just committed industrial bigamy.
Yeah, and since they made that a legal offense, we better get right over and see our lawyer, Gabby Gibson.
And now that we done told you the facts, Gabby, what we wants to know is we really in trouble or is we just in trouble?
Boy, you're in a mess. You're really in a mess. What you done is manslaughter. Yes, indeed, it's manslaughter.
Manslaughter? Oh, me. How you figure that, Gabby?
Well, you messed up the job of this man. When he find out he's going to slaughter you, that's manslaughter if I ever had it.
Look, Gabby, you as attorney at law, now, can't you kind of peek around the corners of the law and see if you can't discover a couple of loopholes?
No, sir, don't think I can. Really don't think I can. No, sir.
Not even a little one that I could crawl through alone?
Now, wait a minute. Never mind the Kingfish. Find a size 42 loophole so I can squeeze through, too.
There's only one way out of this, You got to convince Mr. Bennett this man he hired is essential and is frozen in his old job and therefore is not available. Now, wait
a minute there now. What does this essential mean?
What's this Rochester do? What's his job?
He's a valet.
A valet, huh? Sorry, boy, sorry. Valet ain't essential. It ain't essential, though, indeed.
Now, hold on there, Gabby. Do you know what a valet do?
Of course I do. Valet dresses people, put your clothes on.
Yeah, and that ain't essential?
Yeah, you just try going out in the street without your clothes on, you'll find out.
Well, boys, I see what you mean. I really see what you mean. But I doubt if the law covers that. I doubt it covers that.
Yeah, well, exactly what do the law cover? Because if you can tell us about it, I got an idea that we can use it to sort of convince Mr. Benny.
Now, I understand what you say, boys, but how is it the man was available this morning and he's frozen this afternoon? Now, answer me that.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Benny, well, you know about Congress, don't you?
Congress?
Yeah, you know, they is down in Washington.
Oh. Then they haven't moved.
Moved? Kingfish, were they supposed to move?
Oh, no. They was lucky enough to get a lease renewed on their old place, yeah.
Now, listen, boys, this is all very interesting, but what has Congress got to do with my new valet not being available?
Well, Miss Benny, you know Congress. A couple of years ago, they made up a board down there to take care of jobs. It's called the NAOB.
Oh, the NAOB?
No.
I don't think I've ever heard of that particular board.
Oh, yeah, no, well, don't make no difference, because just this morning, the NAOB decided to smack the public with a new ruling.
Yeah, that's right. We got it right here. We done copied it out of the book.
That's pretty fast. The ruling is made in Washington this morning, and you copied out of a book here in New York this afternoon. How come?
Priorities.
And is there any way I can arrange to read this ruling?
Oh,
myself?
yes, sir. Here you is, Miss Benny. Got it copied here, identical, verbatim, word for word, and besides that, we didn't change a thing.
Let me see here. A guaranteed copy of ruling number 0001. Quote, whereas and wherewithal, we is sitting on this bureau, with not much to do, we is unanimously decided to inaugurate a new ruling on balloting.
Now comes the ruling part.
Naturally. Paragiraffe 1. This law, we is resolving, is meant for all employers looking to employ, hire, or engage ballots, especially and to wit, employers whose last name just happen to begin with the letter B. Small world.
Well, that's only because they does everything in Washington alphabetical, Mr. B.
Well, I'm glad it's at least impersonal, not just aimed at me.
Oh, sure. Well, go ahead. Finish reading the thing.
Yes, I'd love to. Last and final paragiraffe. Any person who thinks this law is unconstitutional and wants to check up with the government, this person, hereafter referred to as the stool pigeon, has got to ask permission through this bureau, and the answer is no.
Yeah, them boys down there sure know how to plug up the loopholes already.
Yeah, I'm glad there's not much more here. Witness my hand and seal, signed... Hey, wait a minute. Whose signature is that at the bottom of this legal booby trap?
Oh, him. Why, he is the most important man in Washington. He signed all them big things. John Hancock.
Look, boys, forgetting everything else, what this boils down to is you can't produce the ballot you promised me, and I've already fired my old one. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Oh, don't worry about that. That's part of our business. If you just tell us the name of this man that used to work for you, why, we goes out and does our best to get him back for you.
Well, all right. But if you don't have him working for me by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you two are going to be in plenty of trouble. Or my name isn't Jack B.
Go on, Kingfish. Read Rochester's last part of the ruling. That's the most important part.
Elucidate, gentlemen, elucidate.
Yeah. Well, this is what it say here, Miss Rochester, quote, and this law is meant for all ballots, especially and to wit all ballots whose name just happen to begin with the letter R.
Yeah, so you see, Rochester, according to this new law, we just can't put you in the new job. But we is willing to humiliate ourselves in front of your old boss and get your job back for you.
You mean to say I got to go back to work for Mr. Benny?
Well, I guess you do.
Well, Poverty, move over. Your wandering boy is home again.
Yeah, now, just put our card in your pocket here, Rochester, and as soon as this ruling thing blow over, we can get you a job that pays folding money.
It can't be too soon for me. I've been dreaming of a green Christmas.
Rochester. Oh, Rochester.
Yes, boss. I'm faced with a financial uncertain Christmas. A Christmas like I've always
Rochester, will you please stop that squawking? Do all those things I told you to. Because if you don't, as soon as a certain ruling is changed, I've got a card in my wallet of an employment agency that can get me a high-class ballot. Just like that.
And I'm just waiting for another ruling to take a card of an employment agency out of my pocket that will trump your card.
Brother Andy, don't sit there like you was dying.
Oh, Kingfish, we done certainly messed up this employment agency business.
Yeah, now, wait a minute there. No use getting downhearted so soon. Don't give up, Andy. Andy, you was a big executive with a white-collar job.
Yeah, you're right. I is a big executive. And I'm going to keep that in my mind all the time, too. Big executives like me never give up.
See there, Andy? Maybe that's another client. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Come in. Well, Shorty the barber.
Hi. Hi, Kingfish. Hello, Andy.
Well, Shorty, hello. How's business at the barber shop?
Oh, it ain't so good. I've been losing money. I might go into bankruptcy. I just about busted, bro. I can't complain.
Yeah, well, that's fine, Shorty. Long as business is so good with you, maybe us executives can hire you some extra help.
Yeah, well, that's what I come in for. You see, I need a shoe shine boy.
Oh, yeah, well, here, I'll get an application blank right here. Now, Shorty, how much do you pay the shoe shine boy?
Oh, it's the best paying job in the world. He can save a lot of. He'll get rich quick. He can make more than not enough to live on.
No, yeah, I see.
Yeah, but on top of the $10 I pay, the shoe shine boy, he might make another $10 in tips.
$10 in tips, huh? Shorty, I is glad that you come to big white collar executives like us. We has got just demand for you.
We is?
Yeah. So long, Kingfish. I'm taking that job myself.
Amos and Andy will be back in just a moment. Meanwhile, let me say that I'd be the last guy in the world to exaggerate. For instance, I wouldn't dream of telling you that when you use Rinso in your dishpan, your dishes march off the supper table, wash themselves, rinse themselves, and stack themselves neatly in the cupboard. But Soapy Rich Rinso will make dishwashing a lot easier than it is with bar soaps. You don't waste time trying to get suds. No, sir. Those Rich Rinso suds soak grease and crusted food particles loose in a jiffy. A swish of your dish mop, and everything is shiny bright and clean as a whistle. And Rinso's easy on your hands. Doesn't get them rough and red. So tomorrow, get Rinso for dishes, for all the soap and water jobs around the house, and for a Monday wash that's Rinso White. And now, let's hear what Amos and Andy are talking about.
In other words, Andy, Rochester's going back to work for Mr. Benny, huh?
Yeah, too bad, Sue. I sure feel sorry for him.
Yeah, that must be a tough job, all right, working for Mr. Benny.
Rochester claims it's the only private home in America that's got a swing shift.
Be sure to be with us again next Friday evening at this same time when the makers of Rinso will again present the Amos and Andy Show. Our thanks to Jack Benny and Rochester for being with us tonight. They have appeared through the courtesy of the American Tobacco Company, makers of Lucky Strike cigarettes. This is Harlow Wilcox saying good night to you for all of us.
Why is Lifebuoy America's favorite bath soap? I'll tell you two big reasons. Lifebuoy in your daily bath gives all-over protection from BO. Yes, from head to toe, it stops BO. And Lifebuoy gives protection that lasts and lasts. So play safe. Make sure Lifebuoy's in your soap dish. It's the only soap especially made to stop
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Doctors prove the Palmolive Plan brings 2 out of 3 women lovelier complexions in 14 days. For the Palmolive Plan was tested on women with all types of skin. Dry, oily, even skin that was not clear. Yes, regardless of age, type of skin, or previous beauty care, 36 doctors proved the 14-day Palmolive Plan brings fresher, brighter, younger-looking complexions. So get Palmolive soap and start your 14-day Palmolive Plan now.
on Dentist Day.
That makes life seem worthwhile. Dwells in your eyes, and the smell of you smile.
Dentist Day is brought to you by Colgate Dental Cream and Luster Cream Shampoo. Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth. Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous green girl hair. The Dentist Day Show with Barbara Eiler, Dink Trout, Charles Dance in the orchestra, and yours truly, Vern Smith, is written by Frank Galen and stars our popular young singer in A Day in the Life of Dentist Day. Here's Dennis to sing Baby Faye.
Baby Faye, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one could take your place. Baby Faye, my poor heart is jumping, you sure have started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a show, 'cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. I just fell in love with your pretty baby
Colgate Dental Cream cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth.
No other toothpaste does a better job of cleaning teeth than Colgate Dental Cream. For Colgate Dental Cream has a safe polishing agent that cleans your teeth both gently and thoroughly, brings out their natural sparkle and beauty. You can actually see and feel the difference.
And scientific tests prove that Colgate Dental Cream cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth. Yes, actual scientific tests prove conclusively that in 7 out of 10 cases, Colgate instantly stops unpleasing breath that originates in the mouth.
Colgate Dental Cream is famous for its wonderful wake-up flavor, too. Nationwide tests of leading toothpastes prove that Colgate's is preferred for flavor over every other brand tested. Yes, preferred over every other brand tested.
And no wonder, for Colgate Dental Cream is the result of constant effort to produce the finest toothpaste in the world today. For cleaning teeth, for flavor, for sweetening breath.
So see if you don't agree with the millions who have made Colgate Dental Cream America's favorite toothpaste. Try Colgate Dental Cream to bring out the natural sparkle and beauty of your teeth. For a wake-up flavor you'll thoroughly enjoy.
And always use Colgate Dental Cream after you eat and before every day to clean your breath while you clean your teeth. Well, culture has come once again to the town of Weaverville, this time in the form of a touring theatrical stock company now playing at the local theater. And making a personal appearance in the leading role is none other than Evelyn Lovelace, star of stage, screen, and radio, but not lately. The play in which she's appearing is a little number called The Warning, and judging from the conversation she's now having with her manager, the people of Weaverville have taken it.
30 people, that's all there were in the entire audience last night.
I know.
Well, you should have done something to stimulate business. Why didn't you have my latest picture showing at the movie house while the play was in town?
Your picture wouldn't have drawn either, Evelyn. People today want talkies.
Well, it's just jinx town, that's what it is. I'll be glad when we open in Middletown tomorrow.
We may not be opening anywhere tomorrow.
What?
Our stagehand quit. You promised to make him your leading man, and then all he did was move furniture and sets around. That's why they all quit.
Well, so what? We'll get another stagehand.
Yeah? Without a nickel to pay him?
There's a yokel in every town dumb enough to fall for the line I hand them about becoming a matinee idol. Have I ever failed yet?
No, we've always had a stagehand.
And we always will. Just wait till I turn my sex appeal on the next sucker. You know what'll happen.
Yeah. You didn't understudy Theda Berra for nothing.
So off went Evelyn Lovelace in search of a sucker. Was it fate that led her past the Bon-Ton shoe store where our young hero works? Anyway, chalk up this much for feminine intuition. Just one glance through the window, and she knew her search was over.
Good morning, madam. Could I interest you in a pair of shoes? We have...
Stop.
I said something dirty?
No, say that again.
You mean, could I interest you in a pair of shoes?
Yes, that voice, that quality, that resonance, that vibrancy. Where did you ever get a voice like that?
Gee, I don't know. It just kind of came with my body.
Compelling, magnetic. Tell me, have you ever sung?
Yeah, a little.
Sing for me now. Now?
Okay.
Oh! Magnificent, superb. I've never heard anything so divine.
Oh, it just happens to be a catchy tune.
Don't you understand? Destiny has brought us together. Oh, if you only knew how long I've been looking for someone like you.
Yeah?
Yes. And then just now, when I heard you say, Madam, could I interest you in a pair of shoes? I knew my search had ended.
Your feet have really been killing you, huh?
No, I'm not talking about my feet. I'm talking about the stage.
Huh?
Don't you know who I am? I'm Evelyn Lovelace.
Oh, sure. I didn't recognize you without your makeup. You're the star of that play I saw the other night, huh?
Yes. Now do you understand what I want? The theater is calling me.
Oh, my gosh, if it's about that piece of gum I stuck under my seat.
No, it isn't that. I want you to be my new leading man.
Your leading man? Me?
Of course. Can't you see why? That warm, glowing personality of yours, your divine talent, magnificent artistry, your dazzling good looks, your thrilling physique. That's why.
Yeah, you've got your reasons, all right.
Please, don't hesitate. The theater needs new blood, and I can make you the greatest star who ever lived.
Gee, I don't know. I've got a girl, and she may not approve of me going on the stage.
A girl? What's one girl? You'll have thousands of girls at your feet, all begging to become your slave.
But I'm not that kind of a fellow. The only slave I want is my wife.
Oh, you can't let this girl stand in your way. We'll tour the country together, live in a trunk. We'll do the greatest plays ever written. Henrik Ibsen, Bernard Shaw, Anton Chekhov, Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare?
That's the one, yes. Say you will, please.
Well,
Oh, thanks. In the name of American theater goers everywhere, I thank you.
Oh, that's all right.
You will be the greatest actor the world has ever known. I can hear you now reciting your lines from the immortal bard. Tomorrow and tomorrow, you say, creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death.
Gee, I hope I don't have to explain what I say afterwards. Come in. Oh, hi, Mildred.
Hi, Dennis. Why, you're packing a suitcase.
Yeah, I gotta go out of town.
Oh? Well, when will you be back?
In about 5 years.
5 years? What are you talking about?
I'm giving myself to the American theater goer.
What?
Grease paint, girl. It's in my blood. The stage has beckoned, and I've decided to yield to the lure of the headlights.
You mean footlights?
When I'm on the stage, they'll be shining at me from all directions.
Dennis, will you please make sense? What's this nonsense about the stage?
Nonsense? Huh. Listen to this. Madam, could I interest you in a pair of shoes? Does something to you, huh?
Yes, it makes me think you've gone crazy.
Oh, don't fight it, Mildred. You see, I met Evelyn Lovelace today, and she asked me to be her new leading man.
Evelyn Lovelace?
Yeah.
But how could she? You've had no experience.
Well, nevertheless, we both feel that a person with my new blood ought to live in a trunk.
What?
We're touring the country together for the next 5 years, Millie. We both feel that I have something to offer the public.
But, Dennis, what about me?
Oh, I'll offer it to you later.
You mean an acting career is more important to you than I am?
Well, all I'm asking you to do is wait, and 5 years isn't very long.
Dennis, say if you go away for 5 years, I'll be married and have a big family when you come back.
Well, I suppose I can't stop you from killing time while you're waiting.
I think you're just vile. And as far as I'm concerned, I never want to see you again. Never.
But Mildred...
You heard me. Have your darn career. Be the biggest star in the world. I'll never have anything to do with you as long as I live.
How do you like that? Boy, women sure are hard to understand. Oh, well, from now on, I don't have to understand them. They'll have to understand me. Gee, I wonder if that's going to be any easier. Oh, hello, Mr. Anderson.
Good morning, my boy. Did I just see Mildred running down the hall crying her little heart out?
I'm afraid you did, sir. She and I have just...
Oh, my goodness. What happened?
Oh, I was telling her something, and when I got through, she said she'd never say another word to me again as long as I lived.
Well, what were you telling her? Maybe I can tell it to my wife.
You're joking, Mr. Anderson, but this is serious.
Well, of course, Dennis, and I apologize. Now, you tell me what it's all about.
Well, she broke off our engagement because I'm going to make $1 million.
I see. And just how do you plan to do that?
Well, I've decided to go on the stage and become the greatest matinee idol in the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, it does beat opening a hot dog stand.
Yeah, but it might take a couple of years, and Mildred doesn't want to wait for me.
Yes, I know. It's an old story, Dennis. Marriage versus a career. The same thing happened with my father's best friend.
But wasn't he a little old for Mildred?
A different girl, Dennis, but the same story. He postponed marriage for a stage career, too. That was back in the 1890s.
And when did he finally marry the girl?
Something always came along to delay them. First, he had her wait 8 years. Then, just as they were about to be married, the Spanish-American War came along.
Gosh.
In 1906, when they were ready again, there was trouble on the Mexican border. He did another hitch in the Army. Then in 1917, when he had enough money to ask her once more, along came the World War.
Gee, and they never got married.
No, they never got married. And today, he's 76 and she's 74.
Well, tell me when they plan on it again so I can volunteer before I'm drafted.
I only told you this story, Dennis, to show what can happen when a man chooses a career instead of a wife.
Yes, sir. It's a sad story.
Yes, it's the saddest I've ever made up. The saddest I've ever heard. Now, you think about it, Dennis. It could happen to you.
Gee, yeah. Mildred or a career? A career or Mildred? It's not easy to choose.
I know.
I think I'd better take a walk around the block a few times and think this out, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, you do that, my boy. I'll see you later.
Okay. Which is more important, the glitter of lights or the glitter of Mildred? Mildred can give me a home. Well, the stage can give me a home. Mildred can give me companionship. Well, so can the stage give me companionship. Mildred can give me babies. Yeah, Mildred goes one up all right. Gosh, what a problem.
Hey, buddy, watch it. You're crossing against the light.
I love Mildred, but this is my big chance for success. Can I afford...
Buddy, look out, that car! Holy smoke, it knocked him 10 feet.
Is he all right? Is he all right?
I don't know, he's unconscious. Here, give me a hand with him.
Stage or Mildred? Mildred or a career? Which?
Well, this is the finale coming up, Dennis.
It's the finale in more ways than one, Mr. Hammerstein. It's the last song I shall ever sing on the stage. Well, waiting in the wings for me is my fiancée, Mildred Anderson, to whom I'm engaged and go steady with.
Yes, I know. And I'm going to miss you, my boy. 1898's the greatest year my theater's ever had. Because you're the biggest star the world has ever known. Now go out there and kill 'em.
I'll try.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. Oh, if you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. Hello, hello, hello there. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Oh, send me a kiss by wire. Oh, baby, my heart's on fire. Oh,
wonderful.
Mildred, my darling, how I've longed for you these past 8 years. May I kiss your hand?
Why, Dennis, I'm not wearing gloves.
Of course, I beg your pardon. Do you know why I asked you to come down here tonight, Mildred?
Yes, I think I do.
My hansom is waiting for me at the curb.
I know, and I saw Justice Arnold sitting inside of it.
Then you know all. Mildred, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife? I like you, Mildred. Indeed, I do.
Oh, Dennis, how I've been longing for you to ask that question. And my answer is...
Good heavens, listen to this. The USS Maine has just been sunk in Havana Harbor.
What? Goodbye, Mildred. I'm off to fight the Spaniards. See you in a year or so.
Oh, Dennis, come back. Don't leave me.
Well, this is our number, Dennis. Let's give them everything we've got.
Yes, the last number we shall ever do together, Herbie. For waiting in the wings tonight is my intended, Mildred Anderson, to whom I have plighted my troth.
Yes, and I'm going to miss you, boy. 1912 is the greatest year we've ever known, because you're the greatest star in history.
Thank you, Herbert. Well, let's go. Tell me, pretty maiden, are there any more at home like you?
There are a few, kind sir, but your girl is on top of you.
Then tell me, pretty maiden, what these very simple girlies do?
Kind sir, their manners are perfection and the opposite of mine.
If I love you, would it be a silly thing to do?
For I must love someone.
Fine of me.
Yes, I must love someone
really, and it might as well be you.
Dennis, that was wonderful.
Mildred, my darling, how I've longed for you these past 14 years. Have you been well?
Well, I did have a touch of pneumonia.
When?
1903.
Yes, that was a beastly winter. Do you know why I asked you to come down here tonight, Mildred?
Yes, I think I do.
My Stanley steamer is outside at the curb.
I know. And I saw Justice Arnold inside, covered with steam.
Then you know all. Will you be my wife, Mildred? I like you. Scout's honor.
Oh, Dennis, how I've been longing to hear you ask that question. And my answer is...
Good heavens, can this be true? The SS Titanic has been sunk in the North Atlantic.
What? Goodbye, Mildred. I'm off to fish the survivors from the icy waters. Wait for me, my darling.
Oh, Dennis, come back. Don't leave me.
I'll hate to lose you, Dennis. The Follies of 1917 is the greatest I've ever produced, because you're the greatest star the jazz age has ever known.
And I hate to leave, Mr. Ziegfeld, but waiting in the wings for me is the girl of my dreams, Mildred Anderson, whom I love with a passion none the less powerful because of its purity.
I know, my boy. I shall announce your final number on the stage myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you now that great star, the one and only high-handed tragedian of jazz, Dennis. Is everybody happy? Day!
Oh, when my baby smiles at me, my thoughts go roaming to paradise, yes. And when my baby, when my little baby smiles at me, folks, whoa, what a wonderful light that comes to her eyes. Listen, buddy, give him the smile that just brings love. Give it to him. Oh, cut it out, will you? That's it. That's the smile that brings real harmony. I sigh and I cry. Oh, it's just a bit of heaven, when my baby smiles at me. Play on. When my little baby smiles at me. Ah, gee. Ah, stop it, I say. And when my baby smiles at me, oh, I can't stand it. Now, honey, cut it out, will you? Come on, give him the smile that just brings love. Come on, give it to him. Gee, that's it. That's the smile that brings real harmony. Come on, baby. I sigh and I cry. Oh, it's just a bit of heaven, when my baby smiles at me. Is everybody happy?
That was wonderful.
Mildred, my darling. Oh, how I've longed for you these past 5 years. How is your dear family?
They're all dead.
Oh, what wretched luck. Do you know why I asked you to come down here tonight, Mildred?
Yes, I think I do.
My Rolls Royce is parked right outside the stage door.
I know, and I saw Justice Arnold sitting inside of it.
Then you know all. Mildred, will you marry me? I'm beginning to have quite a warm regard for you.
Oh, Dennis, how I've been longing for you to ask that question. And my answer is...
Good heavens, have you seen this? The SS Lusitania's been sunk by a submarine.
What? Goodbye, Mildred. I'm off to fight the Hun. I'll be back when it's over there.
Oh, Dennis, come back. Don't leave me.
Well, our last number, Dennis. 1941 sure has been a great year.
Yes, I'll miss you, Herbie. But waiting in the wings for me is the old lady I care deeply for.
I know, but I just want to tell you how wonderful it's been to have worked with you all these years as the ink spot.
It has been grand, hasn't it? Well, let's give this last number everything we've got.
You bet.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
I don't want to set the world on. I love you too much. I just want to start a red-hot flame down in your big old fat heart. You see, way down inside of me, darling, I have only one desire. And that one desire is you, Poopsie Gal. And I know nobody else ain't gonna do no time, no how.
I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just want to be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Dennis, you were wonderful.
Mildred, my darling. Oh, how I've longed for you these past 24 years.
Yes, it seemed like almost a quarter of a century.
Do you know why I asked you to come down here tonight, Mildred?
Yes, I think I do.
My convertible is right across the street.
I know, but I didn't see Justice Arnold in it.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw away another $2. Will you marry me, Mildred? I'm 76. Middle age will soon be upon me.
Oh, Dennis, how I've been longing for you to ask that question. And my answer is...
Good heavens, have you heard the radio? Pearl Harbor.
My gosh, that's been bombed?
Yes, bombed.
Oh! What? Goodbye, Mildred. I'm off to fight the Jack.
Dennis, come back. Don't leave me. Don't you see, Dennis, your whole life has slipped away from you. Wake up before it's too late, Dennis. You've got to wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, Dennis, wake up.
Huh? Mildred. Where am I?
Oh, you were hit by a car right in front of the house. Are you all right? Are you all right?
I think so. Gee, I had the wildest bomb.
What's happened here?
Oh, Miss Lovely.
Yes, I came over to see if you were ready to leave with me.
Me? Are you crazy? I just had 4 boats shot out from under me on account of you. I'm staying right here.
What?
Yes, you can have the stage. I don't want it. I know what'll happen if I go with you. I'll be so old when I get married, my first kid will be my grandchild. Come on, Mildred. Let's go home.
Dennis Day will be back in just 1 minute to say goodnight. But first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl, hair that gleams and glistens from a luster cream shampoo.
Yes, for soft, glamorous dream girl hair, try Luster Cream Shampoo. Now in convenient tubes or jars, whichever you prefer. Luster Cream Shampoo leaves hair with new 3-way loveliness. Fragrantly clean, glistening with sheen, soft, easy to manage. Not a soap, not a liquid, but an utterly new, rich lathering cream shampoo. A blend of secret ingredients plus lanolin. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, tubes or jars, 49 and 25 cents. Be a dream girl. A lovely luster cream girl.
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl, you owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
This is Dennis Day, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us tonight, and listen again next week, won't you? Good night, everybody.
Next week, tune into another Dennis Day show brought to you by Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous dream girl hair. This is Vern Smith speaking. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
From Hollywood, Colgate Tooth Powder for a breath that's sweet and teeth that sparkle presents the Mel Blanc Show. Colgate Tooth Powder for a breath that's sweet and teeth that sparkle brings you the Mel Blanc Show with Mary Jane Croft, Earl Ross, B. Benaderet, Joe Kearns, Leora Thatcher, Zookie, and Victor Miller and his orchestra. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard Mel Blanc as the happy postman.
Hello, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Burns. Remember, keep smiling.
You've heard him as the famous train caller.
Train leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
You've heard him as the lovable character Zookie.
Well, in the fix-it shop, I'm the president. I'm the vice president. I'm the vice president. I'm the treasurer. I sweep out the place.
You've heard him as the famous Warner Brothers cartoon character Bugs Bunny.
What's up, Doc?
Now hear him as the star in his own show.
Hello, Mel Blanc's Fix-It Shop. You bend it, we mend it.
Drop in at Mel Blanc's Fix-It Shop, where you're pretty sure to find things in an awful fix. Well, it seems that Mel's fiancée, Betty, has been dropping none too subtle hints about the need for efficiency in the Fix-It Shop. I wouldn't say that Uncle Rupert and Zookie are exactly moochers, but, well, they're more than just a little worried.
Zookie, we have to show that we're efficient around here or else. So you'd better try working faster.
Oh, I'm quick, all right. See, I'm like a bolt of lightning. I'm a regular dynamo. I think I blew a fuse.
Zookie, here comes Mel. Quick, get busy.
Hey, okay.
Hello, Mel. What kept you so long? Oh, that Adams job was bigger than I expected. Her toaster wasn't the only thing Mrs. Adams broke. She broke her lawnmower, and she broke her electric iron. I hope you presented the lady with a substantial bill. I couldn't. Mrs. Adams was broke, too. Oh, I see. Hey, Uncle Rupert, Betty's right. As a businessman, I'm a washout. We need a little efficiency around here. Just look at this place. It's a shambles. Oh, I don't know. It just has a sort of a lived-in feeling. Yeah, lived in. I'm serious. Just look at that cigar butt on the floor. Is that yours, Uncle? No, my lad. You saw it first. Oh, stop kidding. My, you are in a sour mood, nephew. Look, why don't you get yourself a ticket for the girly review at the Gaiety tomorrow night? It'll cheer you up. Now, Uncle. Have you seen the pictures of Fifi Devine, the star? Why, that gorgeous little lady has everything. And she carries it so well. Uncle Rupert, you know I wouldn't waste a breath on any other girl but Betty. Why, Betty's the most wonderful girl. And...
Hello there, sugar boy. I'm Fifi Devine.
Oh, boy. I thought you weren't going to waste a breath. On her, it wasn't wasted. Gosh, I feel better already.
You've got a sign outside that says you can fix anything under the sun.
I specialize in little jobs under the moon.
Look, Pop, get back to your funny papers. I'll talk to your straight man here.
Well, what can I do for you, miss?
Well, I'm the star of the Pin-Up Girl Review opening at the Gaiety Theater tomorrow night. You've been at the Gaiety, haven't you, sugar boy?
Oh, sure. I go there practically every night. Why, Melvin. Well, it's the only place in town you can get Hershey bars.
Oh, you're cute. Look, sugar boy, you see this little gadget? I want you to fix it for me.
Sure. It's just a little zipper.
Oh, it's not just a little zipper. There's only one like it. It was made especially for me in my harem dance.
Harem dance?
Mm-hmm. That's the one Anna didn't do for the King of Siam.
Why not? Did he have a weak heart?
You see, in my dance, the miracle zipper drops off one veil when I go like this, another one when I go like this, and another one when I go like this.
Look, Uncle, no hands.
Well, make sure you have my miracle zipper ready by tomorrow. Goodbye, sugar boy.
Well, Mr. Vine, it just happens I'm going your way. Which way are you going? Gee.
Hello, sugar boy.
Hello. Hello, Betty. Well, you see, there was something wrong with her zipper, so naturally, she thought of me. Huh? I didn't see you come in.
Obviously.
Oh, that was Fifi Devine, the glamorous dancer at the Gaiety.
Glamorous? Huh. I can't say she wears clothes very well.
Wearing clothes isn't her specialty.
Never mind. I have something more important to talk to you about, Mel.
I know, Betty. Efficiency.
Yes. I finally found a man who will tell you how to run your business, what to buy, what to sell, and how much to charge.
Gee, he must be from Washington.
Well, he's an efficiency expert, just came to town. Herbert Goodhue. Now, are you or are you not going to let me get a hold of him for you?
Well, okay, honey. When will you get in touch with him?
The day before yesterday.
Oh, the day before. Huh?
Yes, I wanted to make sure you wouldn't change your mind.
Mr. Blanc, I'm Herbert Goodhue, the efficiency expert. How do you feel? Well, I had a little cold. Who cares? Huh? That's your first lesson in efficiency, Blanc. I've just known you a few minutes. How could I possibly care how you feel? But you asked me. Always get to the point. That's the Goodhue speedy-deedy way. Speedy Deedy. Now, listen, Mr. Blank. I'll give you an example of what real efficiency can do for people. For instance, when Mrs. Goodhue and I converse, we use my famous Peachy Speechy system.
Peachy Speechy?
Not a word wasted. For instance, if I want to compliment Mrs. Goodhue on a delicious dinner, I do not say, "Darling, the flounder was so delicious it simply melted in my mouth."
You don't, huh?
No, indeedy. That wouldn't be Speedy Deedy. I leave out all the unimportant words and say, "Darling, flounder, mouth."
Well, I guess you can get away with that as long as you say darling.
What's that you're fooling with?
Oh, I have to see about Miss Fifi Zipper.
Well, what you do outside of business hours is no concern of the Goodhue Efficiency Program.
Mr. Goodhue, I don't think you understand.
I see I'll have to change your whole business approach. First of all, how do you say no to your customers?
Well, I just open my mouth and it rolls out.
Oh. When you say no, you've got to make people realize you mean it.
Oh?
I have proved that dogs and guinea pigs, that when you shake your finger in their faces and say no, spelling it out, N-O, they react fastest.
Well, what about the dogs and guinea pigs that can't spell?
Number 2, another feature of my Speedy Deedy plan.
Yeah?
Look at this mad jumble here in your shop. When I'm through, every time you turn around, you'll fall over just what you're looking for. It never fails.
Do you sell accident insurance, too?
And number 3, that's the hearty-to-party way of saying goodbye.
Gosh, I better write all these things down.
It's a goodbye with just a touch of hello in it, like this. Goodbye!
Gosh, that may sound like you're glad to see them go.
Oh, you're a lucky man, Mr. Blank. When I'm through in your fix-it shop today, you'll be master of Speedy Deedy, Peachy Speechy, and hearty-to-party.
Okie dokie. Okay. I'll do it for Betty.
Ah, that's the old Speedy Deedy.
I'll do it even if it drives me slappy happy. You want me to fix this vase, Mrs. Otis?
Yes, if you please, Melvin. Oh, you should see my little grandchild. Poor little fellow, he's teething. My daughter just has to keep burping him all the time.
Who cares?
Huh? What was that?
Speedy Deedy, Speedy Deedy.
Mel Blanc, you're much too old for baby talk.
About your vase, the answer is no.
No.
N-O. No.
I don't understand you.
Funny, dogs and guinea pigs understand.
Take your finger out of my face. I think you've gone mad. Give me back my vase.
Okay, where is it? Oh!
My vase! My precious Chinese vase!
You see, another feature of the Speedy Deedy plan. You can't turn around without falling over just what you're looking for. It never fails.
I'm getting out of here, but you're going to pay for that vase, and I'm going to tell everybody to stay away from this store.
Oh, Mrs. Otis, I almost forgot. Hardy the party. Goodbye! Gosh, Uncle Rupert, Mr. Goodhue's efficiency plan is ruining me. I lost 3 good customers already today.
4. Don't forget Mrs. Longnecker, my beloved Clara, the richest woman in town.
Did she walk out, too?
Not before she slapped my face.
But why?
I decided to try Mr. Goodhue's peachy speechy system to propose marriage. You know, leave out all the unimportant words.
Well?
My, was I eloquent. I suggested I come and live with her in her mansion, spend all our days together, perhaps have a few little ones.
Well, those are certainly honorable intentions.
I meant them to be, but one of the unimportant little words I left out of my proposal was marriage.
What's going to happen next? Well, I fixed Miss Fifi's zipper, but I can't find it anywhere.
What?
All this darn efficiency stuff. Oh, I'll ruin her career. She'll drag me into court. She'll sue me for every dollar I've got. I just hope Mr. Goodhue was satisfied.
Now, Melvin.
He and his Speedy Deedy, Peachy Speechy, Hardy the party. He just left out the most important thing, that's all.
What's that, nephew?
Harry Carey.
Use Colgate tooth powder, keep smiling just right. romance. Use Colgate tooth powder.
How often it happens, you meet a man and you think he's a nice fellow, but what? Well, you hate to say it, but it's that little breath of trouble. I mean, unpleasing breath. And the chances are this chap doesn't dream that a breath of trouble is tagging him, making him unpopular, hindering him in business, spoiling his fun. Without suspecting it, you may be the victim of unpleasing breath. So be on your guard against it. Just do this. Brush your teeth night and morning and before every date with Colgate tooth powder. For Colgate tooth powder cleans your breath as it cleans your teeth. Yes, scientific tests have definitely proved that in 7 cases out of 10, Colgate tooth powder instantly stops unpleasing breath that originates in the mouth. What's more, no dentifrice at any price cleans your teeth more quickly and thoroughly than Colgate tooth powder. Remember to buy it first thing. And remember the name Colgate tooth powder with the accent on powder.
Don't take a chance with your romance. Use Colgate tooth powder.
Well, let's drop back again at Mel Blanc's Fix-It Shop, where the new efficiency plan of Speedy Deedy, Peachy Speechy, and Hearty to Party has the morale very low indeedy weedy.
Sookie, if Fifi sues Mel and he loses the shop, we'll be out on the street. Frankly, I'm worried.
Oh, yes, so am I. I'm beside myself with it. I'm beside myself with. I'm beside myself. Hey, it's getting crowded in here.
There's only one chance. Mel is out somewhere trying to find something like that zipper right now.
Gosh, I sure hope he finds it.
Good Lord, here comes Fifi now. You talk to her, Zookie.
Me?
But don't tell her Mel lost that zipper. Don't let her pry it out of you. I'm leaving for the back door.
Oh, don't worry. I'll take care of her. I know what to tell her. I know just what I'm going to say.
Hello, sugar boy.
I'll say
My, you're cute. Who are you?
I'm Zuki. I work for Mel.
Where is your boss? I came to pick up my zipper.
Well, Mel just stepped out for a minute. He'll be back in a couple of hours. He'll be back in a few. I think he got lost.
Well, we don't need him, Zuki. Fifi just wants her zipper. Now tell me where Mel left it. Come on, sugar boy.
No.
Oh, you can tell me anything. We're here all alone, aren't we?
Just you and me.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice and cozy. But I can always call for help.
We're all alone. And after all, you're a man, and I'm a woman.
Well, let's leave it that way, huh?
Oh, I'm tired of this. You tell that pin-headed boss of yours, if I don't have that zipper for my show tonight, I'll sue him for every dollar he's got. Don't you butt me. Do you know what that zipper's supposed to do for me tonight?
Oh, sure. Keep your shirt on.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. This whole efficiency business is my fault. But I was just thinking of you.
Oh, it's not you, Betty. It's just that I'm not good enough for you.
Mel, don't you dare talk like that.
Well, I know a couple of people who can't see why you want to marry me. Your mother, and your father.
Oh, darling.
Your grandmother. Uncle Emmett. Cousin Oliver.
Darling.
Then there's a couple of others. Mr. Thayer, the banker. Mr. Cooney, the traffic cop. Mr. Abernathy, the taxidermist.
Stop.
My old scoutmaster. My landlady. The 4-H Club. The American Legion. The Shriners. The UNO.
Oh, darling, you're such a fool. But I do love you.
I love you too, Betty. I'll get out of this somehow. I'll just keep a stiff lower lip.
Mel, the expression is upper lip.
Well, can I help it if it's my lower lip that's trembling?
her any minute, Uncle Rupert. And I don't know what else I can do. I just can't find her zipper.
Well, nephew, don't worry. If worst comes to worst, I'll go out and get a job.
Gosh, I'd hate to see you spoil your record. Oh, my gosh, here comes Dr. Crab, the veterinarian. He would come at a time like this.
Never mind, my lad. I'll take care of that canine Kildare.
Well, thanks, Uncle. I'll go and take one last desperate look around.
Well, hello, Christopher. How's the dog doctor this morning?
Consulting veterinarian, if you don't mind.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter with me. Started catching my throat. Could I have a pan of water, please?
Christopher, do you realize you're even getting to sound like a dog?
Why, thank you, Rupert. Dog is man's best friend. In fact, I understand them.
You understand what dogs say?
Why, certainly. I have a little Pekingese. When he looks up at me with his big watery eyes and says, you know what that means?
He's hungry.
Oh, somebody must have told you. But dogs are wonderful. When my little Cocker Spaniel goes over to meet my Great Dane, he says, "Row, row, row." And then the Great Dane says, "Row, row, row, row." And then that little Cocker. Great Dane says,
And what does that mean?
I don't know, but they sure understand each other.
Oh, please go away.
Yeah, I must be going now. But remember, elephants need your sympathy, especially adults. They blow their nose and wait so long until they get results. Well, bye.
I know, Miss Devine.
I should be over at the theater right now, but I can't go on. What am I going to dance in, my girdle?
That ought to be snappy.
Hey, that's what I'll do. I got it.
Now, what are you doing? Don't push all those things off the counter.
Have you gone crazy, man?
Now, you stay out of this, Mr. Goodhue. Uncle Rupert, throw those nuts and bolts where they belong. Yeah, that's right. Right there in the sink. And all this goes back where it was, too.
Mel, what have you done?
Goodness, the fix-it shop's a shambles. Everything just the way it was yesterday morning. The same mess.
The same mess? Are you sure, Mr. Goodhue?
Exactly
the same?
I should know.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
Darling, where are you going?
To get Miss Fifi's zipper. Now that everything's in order again, I know just where it is. Here, you see? It was inside Mrs. Zabrowski's zither. You know, Z for zither and Z for zipper.
Oh, let me have that zipper. I've got to run to the theater. And to show you there's no hard feelings, I'll bring my car around for you to fix.
Well, what's wrong with your car?
You know me, sugar boy. I strip the gears. So on.
Something else I can do for you, Mr. Blank.
Mr. Goodhue, the answer is no.
No?
N-O. That spells no. Goodbye, Mr. Goodhue. You know, hearty to party. Goodbye!
For a Zookieism. What? You never heard of a Zookieism? Well, hang around.
Use Colgate tooth powder. Keep smiling just right. Use it each morning and use it each night.
Don't take a chance with your romance.
romance. Use Colgate tooth powder.
Look, let's face the facts. A little breath of trouble, unpleasing breath, is no respecter of persons. Girl or woman, man or boy, teamster or tycoon, debutante or duchess. All are possible victims of unpleasing breath. Why, even you, though you don't suspect it, may risk your happiness, ruin your romance, even jeopardize your job because of unpleasing breath. So isn't it best to be on your guard, to watch out for that little breath of trouble? My advice is do this. Brush your teeth night and morning and before every date with Colgate tooth powder. For Colgate tooth powder cleans your breath as it cleans your teeth. Yes, scientific tests have definitely proved that in 7 cases out of 10, Colgate tooth powder instantly stops unpleasing breath that originates in the mouth. What's more, no dentifrice at any price cleans your teeth more quickly and thoroughly than Colgate tooth powder. Remember to buy it first thing. Remember the name Colgate tooth powder with the accent on powder.
Don't take a chance with your romance. Use Colgate tooth powder.
Well, Zuki, we've had a lot of excitement, but I hope you learned something about efficiency.
Yes, Zuki. To be efficient, you should score yourself on things like ingenuity, perseverance, industry. How would you score yourself?
Well, on ingenuity, I score for 5. On perseverance, I score on industry, I score I don't know what the score is.
Colgate tooth powder for breath that's sweet and teeth that sparkle brings you the Mel Blanc Show every Tuesday. Mel Blanc Show is written by David Victor and Herbert Little Jr. and was produced by Joe Rice.
Say hello to Halo Shampoo if you want naturally bright and beautiful hair. For Halo Shampoo contains no soap, therefore leaves no dulling soap film. Halo lets hair sparkle with natural brilliance. Even in hardest water, Halo makes oceans of rich, fragrant lather that quickly carry away loose dandruff and dirt. Halo needs no lemon or vinegar rinse. Say hello to Halo and goodbye to dulling soap film. Get Halo Shampoo at any cosmetic counter.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Ford Dealers of America present The Fred Allen Show. The Fred Allen Show with Fred's guest, Dr. Rockwell. Portland Hoffa, Minerva Pius, Peter Donald, Parker Fenley, the DeMarco sisters, and Al Goodman and his orchestra. And this is Kenny Delmar with an invitation from your Ford dealer. Do you want a stimulating experience someday this week? Then spend a few minutes driving the new Ford. Discover how different it feels. Feel the thrill of its fingertip control. Feel the relaxing comfort of the Ford midship ride. Feel how those hydrocoil and TireFlex springs smooth the roughest road. Feel the king-size Magic Action brakes that are 35% easier acting. This week, accept your Ford dealer's cordial invitation. Drive the new Ford and feel the difference. And remember, if you're interested in low delivered price as well as economy of operation, Ford dealers can offer you the lowest priced car in its field. Say, it must be Sunday night. Here comes Fred Allen driving up in his new Ford to keep his weekly date at the corner of Main Street. As Fred steps out of his Ford, he hears a voice say,
Mr. Allen!
Portland, Key West.
I'm a little late again, Portland. Has time been hanging heavily on your hands?
No, I've been reading this book. It's called Verses.
Oh, Verses. That's Ogden Nash's new book of poems, isn't it?
And it's wonderful. The poems have crazy titles.
Oh, really? What are some of the titles?
Will you have your tedium, rare, or medium?
Oh, that's a poem.
Who called that Robin a piccolo player?
Yeah, that's another poem.
How the rhinoceros got its hide.
Yeah. Who called that piccolo player a robin would have been a... Say, what is that poem you're reading there?
It's called The Guppy.
The Guppy? How does it go?
Whales have calves, cats have kittens, bears have cubs, bats have kittens, swans have cygnets, seals have puppies, But guppies just have little guppies.
I wish Ogden Nash was writing on the program here. Well, Portland, remind me to get that book on the way home. Portland, what's new?
Well, I read that 3 radio stations in New York canceled the Hooper survey.
Well, good. Good. I'm it's not going to be long before there will be more people not paying any attention to the Hooper survey than Hooper says there are people not listening to this program. Won't take long. Won't be long now. That and television will do.
How do they make those surveys?
Well, nobody really knows. Those guys, those survey guys, they can look in a cemetery, multiply it by an undertaker, and tell you how many people used to live in Hackensack.
Taking on survey.
I only wish that Mr. Hooper owned a delicatessen. I would go in and untie all of the strings on the ends of his liverwort.
Are you getting excited?
Yes, I'm getting excited, and I think I'll get a paper.
Well, let's take a walk down Main Street.
All right, let's go.
The paper?
Well, this little column at the top here says this is National Heart Week. Open your heart for the American Heart Association.
Oh, I have a slogan.
Really, a slogan?
Mm-hmm. This week, hearts are Trump.
Oh, that's good. I'll send that to Mr. Weber. He's on the committee. Hey, look at this other story here. A professor says that an advertisement hypnotized him into joining a book club. What do you know? The professor signed a book coupon without reading it.
Do you think advertising makes people do things?
Well, I haven't time to read this piece now. There's only one way to find out hurriedly. Let's ask some people as we're walking along Main Street. This man coming by wearing the kite tail for a necktie. Pardon me, sir.
Well, I say Claghorn's the name, son. Monsieur Claghorn, that is.
Monsieur?
Oui, merci beaucoup, nasty pass.
Senator, what are you doing speaking French?
Well, I had to welcome that French gratitude train. Me and Hildegard both made speeches.
I didn't know that you spoke French, Senator.
Well, I speak French like a chateau. Où est caché les sous-plumes dans ma laminade garçouche?
Say, that's real fluent. Now, what does that mean?
Who put the trombone in my ginger ale?
Fine.
Son, you say that to a Frenchman, he'll just stand there and look at you.
Well, Senator, about our question, does advertising influence people?
You got to advertise, son. A squeaky wheel gets all the grease.
But,
son, you got to let people know you're in business.
Well, how do you mean?
When a hen lays an egg, the rooster crows his head off.
That's right.
When a peacock lays an egg, the peacock gets up off the nest and quietly sneaks away.
I see.
That's why everybody eats hen's eggs, and peacock eggs are a dime a dozen.
Well, do you think advertising lives up to its promises?
It sure does, son, and I can prove it. 50 years ago, a young boy saw an ad. How to be the life of the party. Learn to play the piano in 10 easy lessons.
And he learned to play the piano?
Yes, son. That boy was Harry Truman.
And thanks to that ad?
Today, Harry's the life of the party. The Democratic Party, that is.
Well, come on, Portland. What are you looking at?
The sign in the candy store.
What sign?
Norwegian banana split.
What is a Norwegian banana split?
In between the bananas, there's a sardine.
Oh, that's the... Hey, in Norway, they'll do anything with a sardine, I think. Say, look who's crossing the street.
Titus Moody.
Hi, Mr. Moody.
Howdy, Bob.
Hey, is your arm in a sling?
I got my hand caught in the milking machine.
Oh. Your hand in the milking machine?
My fingers is 18 inches long.
Doesn't it bother you?
Only when I scratch myself.
Oh, your fingers are so long?
I scratch past the place that itches.
Well, Titus, do you think advertising influences people?
Why, some advertising can get you into a heap of trouble.
You had an experience?
Yes. Back in 29, I see an ad in the Breeders' Gazette.
What was the ad?
It said, join the Book of the Day Club.
the Book of the Day Club.
If you joined the club, you'd get a book every day.
Yes.
And absolutely free, you'd get the complete works of Pussyfoot Johnson.
You joined the club?
I signed with the salesman 20 years ago.
Yes?
So far, I've paid in $2,000.
Yeah?
For 20 years, every day a book's been coming.
Yeah.
The whole house and the backyard is full of books.
Yeah? Now, wait a minute. You paid $2,000, your house and your backyard are filled with books? What are you laughing about?
The joke's on that salesman.
Why?
I can't read. So long.
Let's get along, Portland.
Look at this card in the hardware store window.
What card?
It says, bear grease, 50 cents a can.
Well, what's so funny about bear grease?
Who would want to grease a bear?
Who knows? I've heard of a man being well oiled. It might be done by the same people.
Look who just turned the corner.
Oh, Mrs. Nussbaum. Say, you're wearing your evening gown.
I'm seeing a play.
Oh, really? What play?
Diamond Jill.
Diamond? With Mae West?
Is Mae West an actress?
You're asking me?
I'm telling you.
Oh, I know. They say Mae West is a raving beauty.
In Mae West's hands, men are seemingly putty.
I've heard that.
In Diamond Jill is enough putty, Mae West could fix it in the Empire State Building every window.
There's enough putty. Well, I take it that you like the show.
Oh, when Mae West is saying, "What's on your mind, good looking? Come up and simmer some fun." The audience is going wild with crazy.
Well, it sounds wonderful to me. Tell me, Mrs. Nussbaum, do you think people are influenced by advertising?
It's coming to mind one such person.
Oh, a friend?
Tinkerbell Tannenbaum.
What happened?
In a movie magazine, Hollywood Hassle,
Yeah.
Tinkerbell is seeing an ad, Home Permanent.
And she bought the equipment to give herself a permanent wave at home?
Tinkerbell is following instructions.
Yes.
It is coming out like it is advertising.
Home permanent?
Ever since she's waving the hair, Tinkerbell Tannenbaum is home permanent.
You mean?
Tinkerbell is bald-headed.
Talking to these characters, Portland, Main Street is starting to look like the Snake Pit.
You haven't found out much about advertising, have you?
No, I tell you what I'll do. I'll try one more specimen. This little man bouncing along wearing the head of cabbage for a boutonniere. Hi, Buster.
Here, now, take your hands off me. I'll take you to the toy. Don't hurt me. I know you. Oh, how do you do?
Ajax Cassidy.
Well, who do I look like, Ali Khan?
No, frankly, you look a little tired, Ajax.
Oh, sure, I was up all night celebrating.
Celebrating what?
Thomas Edison's birthday.
Thomas Edison?
Sure, Thomas Edison invented the electric bulb.
Well, how did you celebrate?
How else? I got lit up.
Well, Ajax, do you think people are influenced by advertising?
Sure, me boy. Advertising was the undoing of Pee Wee Muldoon.
It was, really?
Pee Wee could not resist an ad.
No?
He'd eat anything, wear anything, or smoke anything he seen advertised.
Advertising sort of hypnotized him, eh?
One time, Pee Wee seen an ad, learn Hindustan.
And he learned to speak Hindustan?
Oh, Pee Wee was wearing a bright green turban, smoking a water pipe, and he hired a Hindu to talk to.
Just to talk to, huh?
Another time, Pee Wee seen an ad, come to friendly Quebec.
Yes?
It was the middle of winter.
Yes.
Friendly Quebec was 40 below zero.
Yes?
Pee Wee throws 3 toes in his thermos bottle.
Pee Wee had no advertising resistance.
Oh, that was Pee Wee Muldoon's downfall.
How?
One day he seen an ad, complete funeral, $50, flowers included.
And?
Pee Wee Muldoon dropped dead.
Portland. Let's cross the street.
Wait a minute. The man in the music store is putting on a record.
Oh, a record?
It's Al Goodman and his orchestra and the Five DeMarco sisters.
Hey, what is the song?
I've got my love to keep me warm. Listen.
Oh, good.
The snow is snowing, the wind is blowing, but I can weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? Ooh, I've got my love to keep me warm. I can't remember a worse December. Just watch those icicles fall. What do I care if icicles fall? I've got my love to keep me warm. Off with my overcoat, off with my gloves. I need no overcoat, I'm burning with love. My heart's on fire, the flame grows higher, so I will weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? Let it storm. Now everything is rosy. My love will keep me cozy. I've got my love to keep me warm.
Wait here just a minute, Portland. Kenny Delmar's coming across the street. Hi, Kenny. Say, what's new?
What's new? Haven't you heard? The new Ford has just received the Fashion Academy Gold Medal Award as America's Fashion Car of the Year.
The Fashion Academy Gold Medal Award, you
For the past 20 years, the Fashion Academy has been selecting America's best-dressed women.
Oh, you mean the new Ford is America's best-dressed car?
Well, maybe I'd better read you part of the letter announcing the award.
Oh.
The Fashion Academy says, this choice was made on the basis of excellence in design and style appeal for women. Mindful of the new trends in fashion and the important part women play in choosing their family car, the 1949 Ford embodies all the essential qualities of good taste, modern design, and subtle harmony in line and color. It is indeed a compliment to the style-conscious woman who will recognize and appreciate the flattering background it provides for her best-dressed appearance.
Hey, that's great, Kenny. You know, I think I'll stop in the Ford dealers now and congratulate him.
Oh, you won't find him in now, Fred. He's out shopping with his wife.
Oh, his wife is helping him get some new clothes?
No, he's helping her get some new clothes. Since the new Ford was picked as the Fashion Car of the Year, she won't buy a thing without consulting him first. So long, Fred.
So long, Kenny. See you around. Hey, Portland, it's such a nice night. How about taking a walk uptown?
I have to exchange this book for Mama.
What's wrong with the book?
There's a hole in the cover.
Oh.
Mama says it looks like a wormhole.
A wormhole? What's the name of the book?
The Big Fisherman.
Oh. His bait must have gotten away, I guess, and got out through the tub. Well, I'll see you later, Portland.
Good night.
Good night. Well, I guess say this man coming out of that lunch wagon looks just like Jack Eigen.
Oh, Fred?
Dr. Rockwell. I thought I stopped. Doc, I thought you were up in Maine practicing law.
Well, I had to give up my law practice temporarily, Fred.
Really? What happened?
Well, you know how it is in Maine in the winter.
Wild animals roaming the streets?
Yes, there's a bear hibernating in my office.
A bear in your office? Say, when you get your office back, it's going to be a little gamey in there.
No, Fred. No, this is a cinnamon bear.
Oh, a cinnamon bear.
Last winter I had a grizzly in there. It was a little pungent.
Well, I guess there is. Tell me, what are you doing now?
Why, I'm on my way down to Washington to solve this tax problem.
How?
Simple, Fred. You take all that tax money and you build schools.
Building schools will solve the tax problem?
Yes. The more schools you build, the more people you educate. The more people you educate, the more money they make. The more money they make, the more money the government takes away from them for taxes.
In other words, if you go to school, you end up with no money.
That's right, Fred. Today, it pays to be ignorant.
Well, Doc, now that you've solved the tax problem...
I'm going to work on unemployment.
Unemployment?
Unemployment is right here now, Fred. You take up in Maine. A man starts digging a hole in the street.
Yeah?
In normal times, 3 men stop to watch him.
I see.
Last week, I saw a man digging a hole in the street. 4 men stopped to watch him.
4 men?
Yes, sir, and that 4th man means unemployment.
What about the other 3 men?
Well, they were bums. The 4th man had a toothpick in his mouth. He'd just eat it.
Oh, I see. Well, gosh, Doc, the world is sure confused.
Well, don't worry about it, Fred. When the Marshall Plan runs out of other countries to take care of, it'll finally start taking care of us in this country.
Well, Doc, what about that Marshall Plan?
Well, they're sending too many different commodities overseas. One thing would do the trick.
One thing?
Yes, chewing gum.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Doc. How can chewing gum help European countries?
Well, it'll build up their dollar credit, kill communism, teach democracy and free enterprise.
How?
Well, first of all, chewing gum teaches a person to share.
Yes?
When you finish chewing your gum, what do? You stick it under a theater seat for somebody else. Now, that's democracy.
Democracy? Why, you get the gum on your coat, it smears all over your pants?
That's the very idea, Fred. In America today, 4 million dry cleaners and their families are being supported by chewing gum. That's what we call free enterprise.
But,
those 4 million dry cleaners support a lot of butchers, grocers, shoemakers, and booms business all the way down the line. That's America, Fred. Thanks to chewing gum, everybody sticks together.
Well, gosh, Doc, solving all the nation's problems, when do you have time to take care of your law practice?
Well, my small cases I turn over to Mr. District Attorney.
Oh, the little
big ones I handle myself.
Well, Doc, you know what? I'd like to see you trying one of those cases up there in Maine sometime.
Well, you got to know all the tricks, Fred. Now, just last week I had a case. As I walked into the courtroom... Rise, Rubes, here's Honor the Judge.
Hi, Rubes. Order in the court. Order in the court. Quiet back there in the court. First case, the town of Possum Pond versus Harvey Tubbs. And the charge here says M-I-R, murder. Charge back murder. Order in the court. Harvey Tubbs to the bar. Harvey, charge here says you're shot unto the death. One Dr. Gidney, M.D. Now, you guilty or not guilty, Harvey?
Well, you're supposed to tell me, Judge.
Oh, say that's right, ain't it? Last case I had, trying them communists mixed me up. They was telling me what to do in here. Some Professor Doxey with his maps had me going. Well, stand down, Harvey. Call your first witness, Lawyer Rockwell.
Zeb Skinner to the bar.
Come in.
Now, Zeb.
Hold on. Don't start talking till I get my hearing device turned on.
Rockwell, help Zeb turn on his hearing device.
Zeb, lift up your coat. Where's the wire?
You say I'm on fire. Put me out.
Now, hold on. Rockwell, ain't Zeb turned on yet?
He's turned on, Judge, but he isn't plugged in.
Well, plug him in. We got to get going with the trial.
All right. There. Now can you hear, Zeb?
You're coming in clear as a bell.
Don't no good humor man pass this now. Okay. Proceed, Rockwell.
Zeb, you're the owner of the Eagle Hotel.
Don't raise your voice, I be.
He's hearing you now.
And do you know the defendant, Harvey Tubbs?
Yeah, Harvey's been staying at my hotel since he caught the sleeping sickness.
I see. And what do you know about the murder?
Well, it was Saturday night. I'd just come out of the sink and was drying myself with the desk blotter. I heard somebody shaking the front door.
And who was it?
Sheriff Pruitt.
Well, Zeb?
Oh, hold on. I blew a fuse.
Can't hear nothing. Unplug Zeb, Rockwell. Look, if he can't hear nothing, he'll hold up the trial.
Come on, Zeb. You're all finished.
Who's eating spinach?
No,
Come on. Sit down, Zeb. Sparks are coming out of your windbreaker.
Get down. Rockwell. Call your next witness, Lawyer Rockwell.
Sheriff Pruitt to the bar.
Make way for the law. Stand back, Rubes. I'm boomeranging my billy.
He's doing it.
Sheriff, where were you when Dr. Gidney was murdered?
I was in Perkins' pool parlor.
Perkins' pool parlor.
Perkins and me was having a game of 8 balls.
I see.
Perkins only has 8 balls. If you want to play anything else, you got to use apples. If your eyes are bad, Perkins will let you use cantaloupes.
Not too much details, Sheriff. Now, what happened?
Well, I was just putting some chalk onto my billy when a bullet come flying through Perkins' front window.
A bullet, you say?
I could tell the bullet had come from the Eagle Hotel. I ran over and started looking for clothes.
And what did you find?
When I come to Harvey Tubbs' room, Dr. Gidney was laying on the floor dead.
Yeah.
And Harvey was stretched out on the bed, sound asleep.
Sound asleep, you say?
If Harvey hadn't snored, Jed, we would have buried both of them.
Did you find anything suspicious in Harvey's room, Sheriff?
Well, I found a full cup of coffee and 2 guns on the table. For both guns was loaded, but neither gun had been fired.
Hey, that's mighty baffling, Sheriff. Now, what you do?
I pinned a note on Harvey saying, "Dear Harvey, when you wake up, you're under arrest. Signed yours truly, Sheriff Pruitt." Well, then I went to break the news to Mona Snide.
Hold on now. Mona Snide just...
Mona was Doc Gidney's nurse.
Oh, well, nice going, Sheriff. Stand down.
Okie beeby dokey, Jed. Anything happened yet? I ain't plugged in.
Nothing's happened, Zeb. Get away from the bench.
Go away, Zeb. Well, hush your fuss now, Zeb. Get him down there. Next witness, Rockwell.
Mona Snide to the bar.
I got some molly grubs, Jed.
You're in mourning, Mona. The defunct was something to you?
Dr. Gidney and me was fixing to elope.
Oh, and now the wedding's off?
You can't fry your fat when the fire's out, Jed.
No, Mona. The meeting's over when the tambourine's laid down, ain't it?
It would have been a perfect match, Jed. Doc Gidney was a doctor and I'm a nurse.
You was both in medicine?
And ready to socialize.
Mona, when did you first meet Dr. Gidney?
Why, the day he come to treat Harvey Tubbs. I was Harvey's nurse.
What was wrong with Harvey, Mona?
Sleeping sickness, Jed.
Yeah.
Doc Gidney and me was treating Harvey together to keep him awake.
Yeah.
And what was the treatment, Mona?
Black coffee on the hour and noise, as prescribed.
Noise?
Noise, eh?
To wake Harvey up to breakfast, Dr. Gidney would shoot off 2 guns. Then he'd give Harvey a cup of black coffee.
Ah, that explains the 2 guns in Harvey's room. Now, Mona, how did you and Dr. Gidney happen to fall in love?
Well, when Harvey go to sleep, Dr. Gidney would fill his test tubes with water, and he'd play "I Love You Truly," hitting the test tubes with his scalpel.
And you decided to elope.
If Harvey hadn't shot...
Hold on, Mona. Don't say that word shot. Now, it ain't been proved in court that Harvey shot Dr. Gidney. There was 2 loaded guns, but neither gun has been fired.
There's another gun, Jed.
Another gun?
Where is it, Mona?
Right here in my boodle bag.
Oh, she's got it.
When I went to get my first aid kit after murder, I found this 44 under Harvey's pillow.
And there's been a shot fired from it, Judge.
Well, now we're getting someplace, Rockwell. Stand down, Mona.
Okay, Jed.
I can't hear nothing. What time is the hanging? Plug me in.
Later, there. Go away there. Interfering with the child. Harvey Tubbs to the bar.
Come in, Judge. I'm trying to stay awake.
Harvey, was this gun under your pillow the day of the murder? Why, Harvey's asleep, Judge.
It's that sleeping sickness, Rockwell. You got the gun there. Wake him up.
Okay, Judge.
Okay, Dr. Gidney, I'm awake. Where's my black coffee?
Harvey, Mona Snide says she found this gun under your pillow.
Oh, well, I reckon she did, Judge, but that gun ain't mine.
And whose gun is it?
Lawyer Rockwell.
Lawyer Rockwell?
Wait a minute, Judge. I can explain everything.
It looks mighty suspicious, Rockwell. You get to explain it.
I loaned that gun to Harvey. He wanted the gun to fire to keep himself awake when nobody was there.
What was you doing in Harvey's room?
Harvey called me to make out his will.
His will?
Harvey was in love with Mona, too, Judge. He wanted to leave her all his money.
His money, eh?
Harvey's loaded, Judge.
Yeah?
Before Harvey got the sleeping sickness, he was head accountant at the stockyards.
Stockyards?
That's where Harvey got the sleeping sickness.
Well, how?
It was income tax time. Harvey had to take inventory. For 3 weeks, Harvey counted the cows and the steers.
Yeah.
Then he started counting the sheep. Every day for 4 weeks, Harvey did nothing but count sheep. One night they found Harvey in the sheep run slumped over his adding machine. Sleeping sickness had set in.
And Harvey was through at the stockyards, eh?
Well, the company gives him a small pension, Judge, and all the lamb chops he can eat, but his life's ruined.
Well, what's all this got to do with Dr. Gidney's murder, Rockwell?
Dr. Gidney was afraid if Harvey could stay awake long enough, he'd propose to Mona.
Yeah?
So Dr. Gidney had to keep Harvey from staying awake.
You mean?
Dr. Gidney always woke Harvey up in the morning by firing 2 shots and giving him a cup of black coffee.
Yeah?
These 2 guns found in the room were still loaded. proving they weren't shot this morning.
True.
This cup of black coffee found at Harvey's bedside hasn't been touched.
Yeah?
There's your solution, Judge.
That cup of coffee?
It looks like coffee, it smells like coffee, it tastes like coffee.
But it ain't coffee?
No, Judge, it's Sanka.
Sanka?
Yes, sir. This cup of Sanka would give the average man a good night's sleep. But Harvey, with his sleeping sickness, wouldn't wake up for 2 weeks.
Jeepers.
Dr. Gidney knew with Harvey asleep he could elope with Mona Snide.
And Harvey suspected something was rotten in Denver, eh?
Harvey took one sip of the coffee and knew Dr. Gidney was up to something. He reached for his gun, and as Dr. Gidney turned to leave, Harvey shot him through the stethoscope.
Well, I through both of him, eh? Well, I sure enough do.
Judge, I demand a writ of metamorphosis. This case should be dismissed. The court can't proceed.
What's going to stop the court from proceeding, Rockwell?
This cup of Sanka.
Sanka's right, Rockwell. If it ain't coffee, the court's got no grounds. Case dismissed.
Judge, I'm plugged in now. When's the trial going to start?
Got news for you, Zeb. Court's adjourned. Take him out. Before we put out the lights in the showroom, here's something every truck operator should know. When you invest in a new Ford truck, you get a truck that's bonus built extra strong to last longer. That's true of all the 139 models in the new Ford line, a line that includes the biggest trucks Ford has ever built. Get all the facts from your Ford dealer tomorrow. Next week, our guest will be Miss Gracie Fields. Thank you and good night. Good night. Thank you.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.